Jenison football, 1999. Welcome to the Jenison Wildcat football broadcast brought to you by WCT-TV Channel 50, your local cable station that serves Jenison, Hudsonville, and Granville. Another OK Red Division showdown is tonight, Jenison versus Grand Haven. Jenison's homecoming, so it means a lot more for the Jenison alumni and for the football players tonight. My name is Roger York, and along with my broadcast partner, Don Peterson, we'll bring you tonight's football game. This is an extremely important game for Jenison and Grand Haven. Jenison needs to get back in the winning after last week's loss to West Ottawa, and Grand Haven needs to stay in the running for the OK Championship. Tony Anise and his Wildcats will try and rebound back with a win when Coach Steve Hrdowski will look for an upset at Jenison. Jenison comes in tonight's game banged up, while Grand Haven needs a win to stay on top of the OK Division. To give you more background on the Wildcats and the Buccaneers, here is Don Peterson.
Thank you, Roger. It's exciting to be here again tonight, Friday night, September 24th, homecoming night at Jenison's field. We have a full house tonight. Both schools right now are waiting for both teams to appear out in the field. I see Grand Haven Buccaneers on their way down to the fence as we begin the tonight's broadcast. A beautiful evening at 60 degrees and very little wind. As you mentioned, both teams come into tonight's contest at 3-1 overall, and Grand Haven is at 2-0 in the league play, while Jenison took a tough defeat last Friday night at the hands of West Ottawa, going down to a 21-19 defeat. Actually, Jenison started the season out with a nice win over Muskegon, Raj, at 39-15. Then they met Hudsonville at Hudsonville's new place and won that game 21-0, and then they came back and defeated East Kentwood. As you recall, over many years that they've played East Kentwood always seemed to have the upper hand.
Magic touch.
Yeah, and they came back this last 3 years or 4 years, and they've defeated East Kentwood, going up 12-7 on those folks last Friday night. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, they took the hard loss last Friday night at West Ottawa and went down to defeat. On the other hand, Grand Haven comes in 4-0. Or 3-1 overall and 2-2 in league. Their last week's win over Holland, 27-0. They started the season out, Roger, with that big win over Fruitport, 21-6, and they've met Muskegon Reach Puffer and were defeated on a close contest, 14-7. They came back to start the OK Red. And Roger, what I found really surprising is that they handled Rockford pretty well, beat them 17-15 at Rockford. So we look forward to a pretty good contest. Well, how do you say it, Rod?
Well, I tell you, Coach Steve Hrdowski's got to be very pleased with beating Rockford. I mean, for many, many, many years, Rockford has come into this league and had, 3 years of undefeated seasons. I mean, they played Jenison right down to the wire many times. They played other teams, but they always came up a winner. And here, Grand Haven turned the tide on them and beat them. And many times, Jenison has gone over to Grand Haven. And I know I've seen a couple of games when we were down in the fourth quarter, came back to beat Grand Haven. So tonight, the Buccaneers really would like to prove something. Also tonight, there's some folks banged up for Jenison, and that's going to mean a few new players that are going to come in for the Wildcats and try and pick up the slack and try and keep the Wildcats in the running for the OK Championship.
Here comes the teams out in the field. The Wildcats are starting to run out, led out by number 9, the linebacker, in the name of, who was it? Boheis.
Rick Boheis.
Some of the key people that the Wildcats have had featured this year were, of course, Rich Harem, a 3-year starter. I believe he may be nicked up and may not play tonight. If he doesn't go, we look to possibly see Michael DeHaan in his spot, but we'll see what happens there. We know for sure that their quarterback, C.J. Hooper, is out with a shoulder injury, and quarterbacking tonight for the Wildcats will be Austin Amato. He's a great athlete, plays both offensively and defensively. We'll also look to see a little bit of number 84 out there, split in Kevin Bales at 5'9", 165, has had a good season so far. On offensive tackle, Cal Roz at 6'6", 265 will be starting at right tackle. And on defense, we have another player for the Wildcats nicked up, Dustin Manning, out with a knee injury. So we think that Kyle Roz will probably jump in and play that defensive end spot for him. As I said before, Austin Amato will probably start at quarterback and also play at the cornerback position for the Wildcats. As I say, he spends a lot of time out in the field. On defense, look for the inside linebacker number 9, Rick Boheitz at 6 foot 190. And at defensive end, number 52, Ryan Smoes at 6 foot 210 has been playing well for the Wildcats. Two players that we feel like we'll see a lot of playing time tonight because of injuries to a number of the starters at running back would be number 37, John Dykema at 5'11", 177, and number 45, Mike DeHaan, 5'10", 160.
Well, it should be a very exciting game, and again, as we said, Grand Haven has got a lot on the line tonight. If they could beat Jenison, that would be a big step forward in their championship drive. They beat Rockford, they could beat Jenison. They have been powerhouses in the OK Red for many, many, many years. Don, just a few thank yous. Before the football game tonight, the Jenison Alumni Choir was out here tonight. It's homecoming, as you know, and you can see the festivities that will be taking place after the game. But Les Rousey was the choir director and sang the national anthem. And folks, we're just about ready to kick this game off. Grand Haven is about to receive, and the Wildcats will be on defense to start. So a couple keys again will be the quarterbacking of Andy Rogers, who is the Buccaneer quarterback, and also for Jenison, Austin Amato, who will try and sub for C.J. Hooper, who is not going to play tonight. And here we go. Grand Haven gets the ball and comes up the field and has very good field position as the Wildcats.
Ball carrier Roger, number 23, Matt Benninga at 5'8", 155 on the return. Some of the key players, Roger, we wanted to mention for the Buccaneers coming in from Grand Haven were their center, number 68, Pat Hornack, at 6'2", 232. Their quarterback, watch for number 5, Andy Rogers, 5'11", 155 at the quarterback spot. And the fullback, number 22, Aaron Kokema at 5'11", 196.
Well, the Buccaneers are run out of a wing tee, and here they start. And right through, busting through the line is number 23, and he's going to go for, number 22, excuse me, he's going to go for a long gain.
And he's brought down from behind by number 10, Amato. Amato is on what I would have to say a game-saving touchdown on about the 20-yard line. Big offensive play, Roger. Possibly we'll get a rerun to see exactly what took place on that particular play, but it was a big offensive play to start this ball game out with 11:46 to go in the first quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 with the Buccaneers really putting a surprise on the Wildcats, bringing that ball all the way down into their territory. Number 22, Aaron Kokema, busts up into the line with no gain.
Stacked up by the middle of the Wildcat defense, probably lost, even may have lost a half a yard. Brings up a 2nd down and about 11. As the public address announcer mentioned, Ryan Small is 52, coming in from his defensive end position for the stop on that last play.
Well, the Wildcats are usually in a 4-man front, in a 5-man front right now. Wing T, strong to the left. Single setback. Number 24 comes around, Nick Richardson, to take the handoff and picks up little yardage.
And on the bottom of the pile, Kyle Ross, number 76 on the stop, again for very little gain, Roger. So we have, looks like we have the Wildcats starting to stiffen a little bit. They have 3rd and 10. I would imagine they might put the ball in the air if they...
Well, Jenison is stopped them. It's 3rd down and 10, so I'm sure they're going to look for a pass, but let's see what they do out of their wing tee. They slot out a person. They have a wide out, and then the halfback's turned in the corner. Single setback. Quarterback bootlegs the ball. He sets up the pass and hits just as he passes the football. Incomplete.
Number 99 pressured the quarterback, Chad Postman, for the Wildcats at 6'2", 215. Got good pressure from the defense that time.
Well, Rogers had a fake handoff, tried to pull everybody one way and tried to bootleg back in a short pass probably to the tight end. It didn't materialize because Jenison put good pressure.
Good play for the Wildcats.
And we're going to have a field goal attempt right now. Number 20, Jason Fuller, is going to make an attempt on a field goal. All set at the 20-yard line, and he has it up, and is it going to make it? It falls just short. about 2 more feet, and he would have had 3 points.
That would have been about a 35-yard field goal that brings up a first down and 10 for the Wildcats. So they did stiffen after the big play. The Buccaneers tried off the right side of the line, which went for good yardage. Good defensive stop by the Wildcats, and they'll take over on the 20-yard line with 10:21 to go in the first quarter. No score.
Well, it was a surprise drive by the Buccaneers. One big play, but Jenison's defense stood its ground, and now they're back on offense. Austin Amato, number 10, first man through, fakes the football and keeps the ball himself and picks up a couple.
Well, in the backfield, we see Dykeman, number 37, as one of their running backs. As we said earlier to start the broadcast, the Wildcats have a number of offensive players that are nicked up, especially we know that the quarterback is out, Hooper is out, so we have Amato starting at quarterback.
Mitch Harum is still on the sideline, so I don't think he is going to play much tonight. I mean, they wouldn't want to take a chance, depending on how the way the game goes.
I think starting for him would be Michael DeHaan, number 45, if he's in the backfield. 45 is in the backfield.
John Dykman at fullback. Spread, quarterback rolls, sets up, and is looking for a pass. He throws it up in the air, and it almost intercepted by number 4.
Kevin Fales is the intended receiver, and if you look at the replay, if we do get a replay, while the ball was in the air, there was a little bit of touch and go on the watch 84. If you see 84, Fales, there was a little bit of touching down there. Well, I guess there possibly wasn't. The referee was right on top of it, and it's a long incompletion.
Number 4, Gabe Sargent, did a nice job, almost came up with the football. It's third down and about 8 yards to go for the Wildcats. Austin Amato put that ball up in the air. Probably wish he had it back to throw it a little bit quicker. Single setback. Amato rolls. He's got one man. He's got a tight end open, and if he could have got the ball up in the air, he would have had a first down.
Michael DeHaan, the intended receiver, was on the ground when the ball hit him in the number, so incomplete pass, and it'll be a kicking situation. Wildcats been averaging about 25 yards per attempt.
Good pressure by the Buccaneers to get that pass off quickly, and it wasn't very accurate. So here we are, fourth down, 8 yards to go. But Wildcats kicking, and a very nice kick.
Beautiful kick.
Ball picked up by number 28, Tim Botley.
Actually, in that case, Roger, the punter, Brad Winans, was also the tackler on the play. So he not only punted the ball, but he also made the stop as well.
Tim Botley, that's a nice way of putting your team in a good field position. He didn't let that ball roll through. He made the catch, had the run back, and now look at them. They're right at their 48-yard line, ready to go into Jenison territory.
Look at that left tackle, 76 for the Buccaneers at 6'3", 290. I understand that he is a Division I prospect for sure.
Wildcats, again, greet him right at the line of scrimmage. Number 4, Gabe Sargent, couldn't pick up any yardage. Be a loss of 1. It's second down and 11 yards to go. Buccaneers spread out their offense. They got a wide out to the right in the double wing, in the wing tee. Double wing. Oh, man in motion. Somebody started just a hair count early.
While they're sorting this all out, we'll just run through the defensive starters for the Wildcats. At the ends, as I said before, starting at one end would be Cal Raz, the other end Ryan Smoes, and tackles was Zavitz and Postma. Linebackers Lance Boheis, Bursley, and in place of Mitch Harum would be Eric DeBode. At the two corners, Amato, Bundy, and Dawkins out. In his place, I believe Kevin Fales was supposed to be starting the game. Although we see, we'll pick that up as we get going here.
Quick handoff to number 22, who was steamrolled, Aaron Kokema, by the Wildcat defense. They just steamrolled him down. It's going to be third and about 7 yards.
Another nice stop by Kyle Ross, number 79. As you know, he's not start on defense to begin the season. And because of the injury to Dustin Manning, they've had to call on these players to go both ways. And again, Kyle Ross stepped up and did a nice job on stopping the ball carrier.
Right now for the Buccaneers, the opening play was the only thing that they really have had on the ground. Jenison's defense has met every challenge right now. Buccaneers spread things out with slot here to the left, wing T in the backfield, single setback, straight full up the middle, number 22, Aaron Kokema, excuse me.
Again, stopped by Riles. I think Kyle Ross has played a pretty good first quarter so far.
Well, Don, here's a little decision. You try and punt it, put it, this is 4th down and a couple yards. Now, this is where field position could change, and if Grand Haven had had a defense that they really could trust, they could be down there, hold and be back in good field position.
Well, they're going to go for the first down. You can see that. They're lining up unless they're going to quick kick it.
Wing, double wing, single setback. Got a couple yards to make. Hand off, and he's got yardage right there. He runs straight through number 22, Aaron Kokema.
He's brought down by number 42 for Wildcats, David Falk, but like you say, it was a little bit too late to move the chains down the field.
Good call by Coach Steve Hardowski.
That's a big play, Roger, when you have them stop 4th and 4 and they come back and put it down your throat like that.
That is a big play, and boy, if they wouldn't have made it, now people would have been saying, what are you doing? But they made it, and they're on their way, 1st and 10. Big number 68, Pat Hornick, 6'2", 232 senior, leads out his Buccaneer offensive team. Double wing, single setback. Again, we have movement up front here. Let's see what the referee has to say. Too much time for the Buccaneers. That hurts. 1st and 10, and now it's 1st and 15. You get a little momentum going, and this sort of breaks your momentum.
A little small break for the Wildcats.
Andy Rogers trying to get his troops with a little rhythm going here to see if he can't put a few first downs together and get back into scoring territory. First man through, he sets up, fakes, comes back, pumps one. Andy Rogers goes deep. He's got a man down there, well covered, but picks up the football. A beautiful catch. Beautiful catch. Number 2 for the Buccaneers was Chris LeClaire, and he made a fantastic catch.
Defended by Amato, but Amato got beat a little bit on that play. Nice pass, very little pressure from the Wildcats to pressure that quarterback, Andy Rogers. He had a lot of time to throw the ball.
So Don, Amato's 5'8", and LeClaire is 6'1", so maybe that had a little difference, a little jump there.
Big difference, yeah.
Here comes the Buccaneers again. Man in motion, 24, fullback. Number 24 keeps the football.
22, I believe, Roger, was the ball carrier, Aaron Kokema.
No, it was 24. I'm sorry. Yeah, we missed the first call because we got our numbers mixed up. But 24 was Richardson.
24 is Richardson, right? Well, the Buccaneers threatening again to score with 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Goal to goal.
Number 22 is a fullback. Number 24 again has got Nick Richardson, and he's trying to find some room, and the Wildcats greet him.
By Boheis, number 9 on the stop.
Every time Jenison seems to let the Buccaneers get down close, they stiffen up on defense.
Nice defensive stop by Rick Boheis at 6'1", 190, coming in from his inside linebacker position to sniff out the play and stop it for little or no gain.
Aaron Kokema, single setback. Wing T, wide out to the left. Nice pass to Kokema, and can he make it? Oh, there's a clipping penalty. He had a great play.
Player clip for the Wildcats was Clay Bundy was flipped, I believe. If we'll see the replay, you'll see that 12 got hit on the backside here.
Watch this. If we show this replay, a beautiful play setup. Very nice. Right here. Now watch the player come back, and he gets clipped. Now, you have got to see the back of his number.
Actually, there was no reason to clip Clay Bundy on that play because I think they had the 6 points without the infraction.
You know, and a coach would tell you is just set up, because once he gets the football, he'll turn right into you, and you still make the block.
Well, that player carrying the ball for the Buccaneers was who there? Was that was Kokomo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Kokomo. He is, right now, he's doing the yeoman job back there. He's working hard.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, the Buccaneers are going to spread things out here to the left, slot to the left. Number 4, Gabe Sargent.
And the whistle on the play.
Then we'll see what we're doing. Offsides, Jenison. Oh, give him back 5 yards. Well, the Buccaneers have got to get into the end zone, Don, so it's 3rd down. Jenison, if they can hold them, we'll see the field goal kicker come back.
Kevin Fales goes in the game, and David Falk comes out in this particular play. So we have 3rd and goal with 4:25 to go in the 1st quarter. Buccaneers threatening.
Again, they throw right out here to the left. Wing T. Quarterback comes straight back, looks down the field. He's got a man in the end zone in the corner. Can he catch it? He does. Touchdown, Grand Haven. Beautiful pass play, good protection.
Aaron Motterberg on the reception for 6 points.
Andy Rogers is very poised. Fake the handoff, throws the football down there. I think we just had the replay of it again, but little defensive snafu there as Jenison couldn't quite get back in position, and the Buccaneers are up 6-0 right now with 4:20 to go yet in the 1st quarter. Number 20, Fuller, puts the ball right up through the uprights. And the Buccaneers, the Grand Haven Buccaneers, strike first here at Jenison and take the lead 7-0. Well, Don, I tell you, that was nice work by the Buccaneers. They came down the field, had a penalty that set them back a little bit, but they overcome the penalty and they put the ball in the end zone with a very nice pass play. And again, I have a feeling the defensive back, Austin Amato, is 5'10", and he's up against a little bigger back. Now, he had more room this time, but he caught the ball very well.
So with 4:20 to go in the 1st quarter, the Buccaneers jump up on top, 7-0.
Well, we have a beautiful harvest moon coming up over the trees. I tell you, it's a gorgeous evening tonight for Jenison homecoming. Well, the Wildcats are going to try and put it together again. Now they will be on offense as they wait for the kickoff from the Buccaneers. And right now, the Grand Haven Buccaneers have struck first and see if they can keep the momentum going.
Back deep to receive, Roger, on his own 5-yard line is Amato, the all-everything. Now he's going to get a nice kick out on about the 4-yard line and goes right up the middle with good blocking.
Jason Fuller.
Brought down by
Jason Fuller did a nice job on the kick. Drove it down there pretty good. Return up to the 22.
Joe North on the tackle there.
And the Wildcats were going to try and get some things in motion. Austin Amato will try and bring out his troops and get a few first downs and get some momentum going.
Clay Bundy for a little gain on a little bit of a counter play almost.
Little fake to John Dykema going up the center of the line. It might not be quite the same with Mitch Harriman there, so they're going to have to do pick it up, I guess, on the offensive line to do some more blocking.
Well, they'll find out how deep this team goes. They do have a lot of players out, and the ones that are out are all key performers. They've got some of their probably 4 or 5 top players that are out right now, but we'll see how deep they go.
Man in motion. Amato rides the back down, and good defensive play by number 23 from the Buccaneer group on defense. Matt Beening did a wonderful job in stopping that rush. Take a look.
Pick up the middle, back out to Clay, and stop for no gain. Clay Bundy.
Right now, the Buccaneers are really doing a good job offensively. They're also doing a great job defensively in putting the stop on Jenison. They're flying to the football, and that's what you got to do.
Kevin Bales put out wide left to the far side of the field.
Man in motion to the left, quick pitch, and it's going to be a second pass, and I don't know if he's got enough on it, and it's going to be intercepted. Nice interception by number 23. Matt Feening did a wonderful job in keeping the offensive man off his back. Let's take a look. Good play by the Buccaneers. Not a real good deceptive play.
You can almost see it coming, Roger, because we've seen that play this year a few times prior to. However, I have to say it was almost as good as a kick because it brings the ball back down to about the 41-yard, 42-yard line with 1st and 10. Buccaneers on the march again.
Wildcats in a 5-man front. Buccaneers single setback, double handoff. Here we come back. Number 4 has got the football. Gabe Sargent trying to pick up a few yards and does.
And he's brought down by David Falk.
2nd down, 7 yards to go for a 1st down. Little razzle-dazzle in that backfield, John. When you would play a wing tee, which I think is great. I think there's deception in a wing tee. You get a quick hit out of a wing tee. I like to see it. Got a slot to the right. Straight handoff, straight up the middle. Number 22, Aaron Kolkema again.
Brought down by 81 for the Wildcats, Ryan Bursley. The big gain, though, brings up 3rd and about a yard and a half with 2:04 to go in the 1st quarter. Buccaneers on top, 7-0.
Aaron Kolkema is 5'11", 196 pounds. He runs very hard. I'm impressed with him. Their quarterback, Andy Rogers, is fairly deceptive. You watch when he takes that football, he brings it in, keeps it, hands it off. Wing tee, tight wing tee, single setback. First man through gets the ball again. Kolkema, number 22.
Brian Smoes on the stop, 52, right up the middle. But they've got the big center, Roger, and Pat Hornick, number 68, is 6'2", 232. The 2 guards are a little small, at 180 and 170, but they got a couple of pretty good-sized tackles. The left tackle goes 290 at 6'3", while the other tackle is at 255, 6'2". So they do have pretty good-sized tackles, smallish guards, and a pretty good-sized center.
They sent a wide out to the right. Single setback again in their wing tee. Again, now number 24, and Jenison gets penetration, brings down Nick Richardson.
Chad Postma on the stop from his position at 6'2", 215, coming in to make the stop.
Rick Boheis also helping to pick up some of the slack there. But the Wildcats made a big play right there. 2nd down and about 16 yards.
Those are the sort of things, Roger, that the Wildcats are going to have to do to get the momentum back on their side a little bit. Make some big defensive stops like that.
I think the Jenison defense is going to have to come up with some big plays, either an interception or a fumble to get the offense in the loop.
I think the defense is going to have to take over the game because the offense is definitely nicked up. There's no question about that. You're right.
Yeah, wing tee, number 22, again, Kolkema goes into the line. Doesn't get much out of that. Just, in fact, no yardage whatsoever.
Again, Kyle Ross, 79, coming back up off that pile along with Rick Boheis, number 9. As we said earlier, the defense steps up.
Right now, I guess, looking at the way the 1st quarter is coming to an end right now, but Grand Haven has done very well in the passing game in some key passes, and they've been open, and here they're going back to the ground game, which I like to see, but I think this is going to open up the passing game. Got some wideouts to the right. Oh, a fumble on the snap. It appears that Grand Haven has kept the football.
Ball was picked up by number 66 for Grand Haven on the bad exchange. The left guard for the Buccaneers picked up the fumble.
Andy Rogers just couldn't handle it. We're closing in on the last couple seconds of the 1st quarter, and there it is. End of the 1st quarter, and the Grand Haven Buccaneers have the lead 7-0 over the Jenison Wildcats here at homecoming tonight.
Actually, Roger, as we said earlier to start the broadcast, Grand Haven took the ball in the first play from scrimmage, went for about 30 or 40 yards, and was not able to capitalize. And then he did punch one in on a pass play, which was called back for clipping. And then ultimately they did score with 4:20 to go in the first period with their quarterback Rogers hitting Aaron Mottenberg with a 30-yard scoring pass off the right side for 6 points. A kick good, making it 7-0. It's been pretty much all Grand Haven on offense, while the Jenison defense, I think, has played a fairly outstanding game. The offense for Jenison has struggled so far, but there's been a lot of injuries to the offense, and so it's just going to be a matter of these players getting some confidence and coming in. They have not been playing that much, and Rich Harama, Dawkins, and some of the other players who have played a lot are just not able to get out there. They're injured. They can't play.
Well, it's one thing to practice, but it's another thing to play in the game.
Exactly.
And they need game experience, and that's why right now in the first quarter, it didn't look real cohesive, but we'll see how the second quarter goes. Right now, Fuller, the kicker, is back there, and we'll see if he can't get a good kick, but the Wildcats got to put a little pressure on here. Pressure! Almost got it, but a beautiful kick, spiraled out.
Amato picks the ball up on the 9-yard line, brought down from behind by number 4 from Grand Haven, Gabe Sargent. He plays both offensively and defensively. I believe Gabe, it's a replay. Watch the pressure coming in from the left side. It's a returnable kick. Amato picks the ball up, breaks to his left, and is brought down by a nice tackle from Clay Sargent. Nice defense from. Actually, it puts the Wildcats on about the 14-yard line.
Yep. They've got a long way to go at the start of the second quarter. Let's see if Amato can get his troops underway here. That big number 37, John Dykema, in the backfield. And number 10 kept the football. Austin Amato picked up about 5 or 6 yards.
Stop made by number 36 from the Buccaneers was Mike Pico at the linebacker spot at 6'2" and 210. Only a sophomore, Roger.
Well, they probably had to dip down a little bit. From what we understand, this junior class, this team here now with some of these injuries is really has done well coming up through the JVs and the freshman team. Amato looks hands off on the first man through and gets met right there by the Buccaneers' left side of the defensive line.
Stop made by 36 from the Buccaneers on that time was, again, the linebacker, Mike Pico. I think they lost a little yardage that time, so it brings up 3rd and about 3, Rod. So they're going to have to dig it out of the end zone here somehow. Not the end zone, but the deep in their own territory.
Yeah, this is a big play for the Wildcats. They need a first down. They need to get some momentum going.
They're spreading the field, Rod. They're spreading the field. They have a wide receiver both right and left. And
Amato's going to try and do it himself. He faked the number 37, but he does pick up the first down. And good fake to John Dykema. John's a big guy, 5'11", 177, and Amato kept the football and picked up the first down.
If you see a replay of this, you'll see that Amato had pretty good room. He's got good speed to go out wide to the left, coming this way. Watch the replay. Amato breaks out to the left here and decides to cut back inside, but he's stopped by number 2, as you'd mentioned, from the Chris LeClaire coming up from the cornerback spot.
The Buccaneers are in a 4-man front, usually play a 4 on defense most of the game. Amato straight back to pass on a fly pattern, number 1, and he gets bumped a little bit. Let's see a flag. No flag.
No flag.
Boy.
I'll tell you what, the Wildcat fans don't agree with that one at all, but 28 from Grand Haven did a nice job on defense. Watch the replay. Here comes the replay.
Tim Bosby, at number 28, did a good job on defense, but there was a little bump in there.
Brings up 2nd and 10. 10:20 to go in the second quarter. Buccaneers on top, 7-0.
Austin Amato trying to put something together here. Second down. They had 1 first down in the series. Number 37 fakes it. Amato keeps it. Is almost hit. Breaks 2 tackles already. Keeps working his way upfield and meets a host of Buccaneer tacklers. And still doesn't go down. Walks out of the pile.
Got some nice blocking that time from number 12, Bunty. At 6'1", 160 was in there giving us some nice blocking. But a little gain. It's about 3rd and, well, it was a good gainer. About an 8-yard gain, as a matter of fact.
Short yardage here, about 2-3 yards for the Wildcats. I tell you, I think, if I was the Buccaneer coach, I'd look for Amato to do something with the football because he's the guy right now that things are revolving around.
Well, they've got a 3rd and short, about 3rd and 3, and again, this is probably a pivotal offensive series for the Wildcats to get the confidence built up for the for the offense.
Single setback. You got a slot to the left here. Play Bundy. Single setback. There goes Amato trying to pick it up, and he does. He goes and is quick on his feet, and he spins away from the Buccaneer tacklers. Number 64, Steve Lakotas. Let's take a look at this
replay.
again.
Watch Amato make a nice spin here in about right now. He makes a spin back, and although he is brought down by the nice inside linebacker, Lakotas, at 6'2", 185, a senior inside linebacker. That was a good play for the Wildcats. It brings them out of a deep hole.
Right. So they're now in Grand Haven territory. 1st and 10. They put two first and 10 back to back. Single setback. You got 2 wides. Wing T, fake up the middle to Dykema. Amato's looking downfield. He's got a man 84 open. Can he? Oh, beautiful, beautiful defense by number 4, Gabe Sargent.
Gabe Sargent, I'll tell you, Fales was open had he had about 2. Here's a replay. If you see the replay, you see Kevin Fales has the man beat. If Amato could have put about 3 more yards of air under the ball, we had 6 points.
Right.
But it's
incomplete pass. Second down at 10. Nice play. Amato had some time. He could set up. It looked real clean and neat. It's too bad you just didn't get it out there far enough.
Nice defensive play by Gabe Sargent. Was it Gabe Sargent knocking that ball down? Number 4, I believe it was.
You got 2 wings on the sides, straight back. First man through, which is our man John Dykema.
They're running behind 2 tackles, the name of Skinner and Roz. Guards are Wakeman and Steven, and the offensive center is Nathan Griffin at 5'7", 195. They go 195, 185, 195, 220, 265. 3rd down and about 6 yards to go, and let's see what the Wildcats are doing. You know, here's a, thinking about offensively, here's a perfect opportunity with the Buccaneers trying to rush. They're looking at Amato. Screen pass. Bring them back in there. Run your halfback off to the side. Let's see what happens. Man in motion. Rides the first man through and gives him the football. And he lost it. Let's see what happens. But they call the ball and knee down. So the Wildcats are going to come up a little short here on the first down. Around about the 40-yard line. Bohais picked up the ball on the spotting the ball on the 30. Well, they're going to punt the ball.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to punt right now. He doesn't want to take a chance. Early into the second quarter, 7:43 to go.
What they can do, Roger, at this case, if they can get a nice punt off, is put Grand Haven in a poor field position here.
There's a quick punt by number 88, Brad Winans. And not a very good punt. And he only gets up about 20-some yards. So it doesn't put Grand Haven in too bad a field position. They're on about the 16-yard line.
Well, the one thing about it, though, on the plus side is that had he kicked it and really put some air on the ball, he could have gone in the end zone. They bring it out to 20. They're inside the 20-yard line on about the 17-yard line, 16-yard line. So with 7:30 to go in the second quarter, they have a long way to go to score. And we'll see if that defense can stay stiffened up as they have been so far. They've played pretty good defense so far, Rod.
Right. Well, they've got a man over the middle now. He moves and shifts to the left, so they're in the gaps. Straight handoff to the fullback.
First man on there was Ryan Bursley, 81 on the stop.
Number 22, Aaron Colcom, again carrying that football. That he's getting a workout. And I like to see that. If you think that you have a back that can make some yardage for you, and you give him that football, he gets warmed up, gets into the rhythm. The offensive line hits out, and you begin to pick up some first downs. 2nd and 8 to go for the Buccaneers. That wing to the left, following a lead block, and is greeted right at the line of scrimmage by the Wildcats.
Last man up again, 81, and Kyle Ross, 81. That would be, hasn't started much this year, but Ryan Bursley and Ross in the stop. Colcom on the ball carrier. Brings up 3rd and about 7. This would be a key opportunity for the Wildcats to force them into a punting situation.
Well, it's 3rd down, and we'll see what quarterback Andy Rogers has up his sleeve right now. Got a flanker to the right. Wing T left and right. And he's going downfield. It was a jerk and go. And it's overthrown by number 2. Chris
a replay. Defended by Amato. The ball carrier is 5 yards overthrown. The intended receiver, number 2 from Grand Haven, Chris LeClaire, playing both offensively and defensively.
Well, LeClaire was to come down and do a little hitch and go where he'd just stop and start again, and Jenison's defender wasn't tight enough on him to do it, so he had plenty of room to defense the pass play. Well, here's exactly what the Wildcats wanted right here.
Right.
Get the field position. If any luck, they'll be at the 50-yard line. Let's watch and see. Almost again a block. And he does get off a kick and a good fair catch by number 12 for the Wildcats.
Bundy.
Clay Bundy. Good job by Clay Bundy.
Next time, Roger, that time, Bundy, watch Bundy pick up the ball. I thought he was going to signal for a fair catch, but he doesn't, and he picks the ball and goes about a yard. Right? And then out of bounds on the 49-yard line. Back in, well, right on the 50-yard line.
Good football by the defense, or by the receiving team on the kick. In prior games, we saw they didn't do that. They let the ball roll, or they weren't quite sure, but Clay Bundy did a nice job. He was confident. You could see it when he caught that football. Here we are, Wildcats back at it again. Austin Amato riding that fullback, pulls the ball out. Now he's got some running room. He's got a man trailing him, but he's now on his own. Picks up a first down. Excellent running by Amato. Driven
out of bounds by Joe North, and along with Joe North, didn't pick up the other player, but a great offensive play, and it's probably Jenison's first opportunity to get deep into the Buccaneer territory here with 5:58 to go in the half.
Good blocking by the offensive line, and Amato had that really skill, and the back trailed him. Could have pitched it if he wanted to, and then he turned on the jets.
As you said earlier, about 10 minutes ago, if they just turn Amato loose, that might be the key right now, is just let the quarterback take control here a little bit. Just probably too much time, Roger.
Yeah, we'll find out and see what's going on here. Coach isn't too happy. Let's see who they're pointing to. Oh, somebody's over the ball. Yep, Jenison's lineman. You know, when you line up and the center puts his hands down there, no heads can be over the tip of that football. And so you got to look down the line left and right and see what's going on for all these big guys. So sometimes you get sloppy, and this is what happened right here. So it's going to be 1st and 15.
So we've got 1st and 15 from the 42-yard line. 5:58 to go in the half.
Roger Grundyke, 82, coming out of the football game. He's going in and out, bringing plays in and out for the coach. Austin Amato checking his backfield. He's got a wing tee in the backfield. Following some blocking. Following Dykem, he sets up, tries to throw, and a beautiful tackle by number 79.
Dan Smith at 6'2", 22, senior defensive end spot, comes in and takes him down for a pretty good size loss. Watch the replay here.
Pursuit and pressure. Excellent.
Pursuit and pressure. Dan Smith right there on the 50-yard line brings him back to the initial line of scrimmage as the punt exchange took place. This really took over, so we're going back about 15 yards from where they started.
Yeah, that's not a play that Tony Anise really wanted to see right there. Single setback. We got slot to the right. Rides the fullback, keeps the football, tries to pick up something, and he's right back at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he lost the yard.
36, Mike Pitko at 6'2", 210 on the stop. Only a sophomore. So Roger, Wildcats face third and about 20 yards with about 4:51 to go, 4:50 clock rolling. I suppose you'll have to put the ball up in the air.
Yeah, here's a possibility for, again, a screen pass, something to let the defense come in. Jenison go over the defense and let him do the running, see if he can pick up the first down. He's got a lot of yards to go for a first down. Rolls down the line of scrimmage, keeps the football. He's got some running room. Cut back again, and he's going to go against the grain. Almost picked up the first down.
It'll bring up 4th and short, but Roger, you know what? It was a great offensive play by Amato. It's easy to call it from up here, but I think if he kept cutting back to his left, he might have been able to dive for the first down. Watch the replay. Nice moves by the quarterback. Now watch him cut back inside.
Good cut back there.
Cuts back inside and gives up about 2 yards.
Yeah,
he gave up a play. He
gave up a blocker too, you can see. But listen, usually cutting back, you pick up more yardage, but this time it didn't work out.
Another penalty flag.
Yeah, I think we got a timeout.
Timeout, Wildcats.
Yeah, I think it was getting down to where the too much time. They didn't need a penalty here. Fourth and about 3 yards to go. Very important. Well, right now, as we talked about, we're seeing the offense revolve around Austin Amato.
I think, Roger, you called it a little bit earlier when you said that if they would put the ball in the hands of their quarterback, Austin Amato has played well. He's played at cornerback, he's played split end, he's played quarterback, and he's really a pretty good athlete.
Very good athlete, right.
With C.J. Hooper out with the injury to the shoulder, they've got to go with the junior 5'8", 150 quarterback, and he's got good moves, quick feet, and it's, showed us a lot tonight so far. At the running back positions for the Wildcats, you've got Dykema and Lehan in there, but we've got Hooper out, we've got there's Herma's out, and Aaron Dawkins. So you have 3 of your starters out for the season, or out. One may be out for the season, one possibly, or the other, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of injuries.
According to the coaches, Aaron Dawkins may not make it back this year, so he's got a year out.
I think Herma has an ankle injury or has had problems with his ankles all year. Number 30, he's a 3-year starter. Has had over 1,000 yards his first 2 years as a sophomore and as a junior. Now as a senior, he's having an outstanding first 4 games, and he's injured tonight. So they could probably use him in there tonight. No question about that. That's an understatement.
Big play for the Wildcats right here. Austin Amato up to the line of scrimmage. John Dykema behind him. Man in motion, number 45, Mike DeHaan. Amato, LSC drops the football, picks it up, and does his thing.
Roger, there's a case where the ball bounced on the ground and came back up right into his hands, I believe. If we see a replay, you'll see the ball fall loose.
Let's check the replay and see.
Watch Amato break loose and then cut back, drop the ball, hit the ground, and he picked it back up. So a little break.
Lucky right there. The ball bounced right straight up to him. But he's got so much quickness. He put those 2 defensive ends, that defensive end and that linebacker, came right to a stop, cut up the field, and picked up the yardage. Excellent run. Excellent run by Austin Amato.
First down from about the 15-yard line.
Number 12, Clay Bundy in motion. Amato again trying to shake him. He pitches the ball to Bundy. Bundy's got the running speed up and going. He's trying to get the end zone. And does. And gets in the end zone. Wildcat. 6 points. Clay Bundy did a wonderful job. Let's watch this pitch. Here we go. Bundy, the man in motion. Jenison pitches the ball to Bundy. I just heard that we have a penalty possibly.
I think there's a clipping call.
And the Wildcats are going to be doing some walking, I guess.
Yeah, did we see the replay to pick up the clip?
Well, the Wildcats are going to have to start back at their, let's see, the referee's still walking a little bit, about the 26-yard line.
Let's see if we can get the replay back up here. We might be able to see the clip.
Yeah, they're going to take time out. The Buccaneers, boy, what a bullet they just dodged, Don. No wonder they're regrouping right there. They have 3:18 to go.
Here comes the replay. Option play to the right. Amato starts to the right, pitches the ball out to Bundy, right there. And the clip is right there. Okay, right there. No question about it. You know what? The sad part, Roger, is the ball carrier was already 10 yards past.
Yep.
And there was no way that defender was going to make a stop.
Yeah. And he sort of turned a little bit. So I guess as a referee, you're sort of looking and, hey, you call it what you see, you know.
It sort of offsets the same thing that happened to the Buccaneers early in the first quarter when they scored the pass play. There was a clip on that. I think Clay was, number 12 was clipped from behind. This time, Clay Bundy scores and sort of turned about. But in that case, it's too bad it happened. It was a beautiful play. And the clip was unnecessary. I'm sure that the offensive player for the Wildcats probably feels worse than any of us.
Well, I'll tell you, the Wildcats have time. 3:18 to go in the second quarter here. And so they'll just have to get back at it again and see if they can move it down the field.
One question, there's no question that the offense is beginning to gel a little bit better than what they had early in the first quarter. They seem to have that confidence coming back now a little bit, and they've sort of taken control with the exchange of punts, and they've gotten in a pretty good field position the last 2 times they've had the ball. And then it's self-destructed a couple of times on penalties. On the one series, they took over from the 50-yard line They just went down about 15 yards and then went back 15 yards and had to punt. They've got a little better field position now. So
it looks to me like Jenison took a timeout now. So Grand Haven took the first one, Jenison took the second one. Referees are pointing at the referee timeout. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll find out as we go through this. But anyhow, we're taking a little time here. With 3:18 to go, and the Buccaneers just dodged a big bullet, and the Wildcats are going to try and come back and score again.
I hate to keep saying it, but it was a beautiful play, option right. He delivered the ball back to Bundy exactly at the time he was hit, and then he took off for the end zone, and the player that was clipped was not even in the play.
Yep. Clay Bundy, he's 6 foot, 160-pound junior, did a very nice job. I mean, put his head down, picked up the yardage, got hit a few times, carried it into the end zone. So a lot to be said for that young man.
Some of the other games around the OK Red tonight that are key games, we have West Ottawa 2-0 playing at Holland tonight. They're 0-2. Mona Shores is 2-0, and they're at Granville tonight. They're 0-2, which is a little unusual, Roger.
Right.
And East Kentwood 0-2. Normally, East Kentwood would be right in the thick of things. They're at Rockford tonight. Rockford's 1-1.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Some of the powerhouses of the OK Red are struggling in the league. Kentwood especially. I mean, you always think of them as being right up there. Rockford, of course, getting beat last week here. Here we go. A slot to the left, single setback. Bundy, and the football's dropped.
Fumble on the play.
Number 37 was to keep the football, but he did not. John Dykema somehow dropped the football.
We'll see a replay right here. He dropped the ball. Totally is what happened, and the Grand Haven Buccaneers heads up, jumped on the ball. So big break for the Buccaneers.
Well, with the turnover, the Buccaneers can try and ride out this second quarter right now with 3:16 to go. Let's see if they put the ball on the ground or they threw a few short passes. I could say one thing: when they threw that short pass early in the game, if they would have just taken a little time, the guys were open. It's just the passes were poorly thrown. Single setback, double wide. Number 24 carrying a good fake. Some heavy-duty blocking in down there. The Buccaneer players are coming down.
Well, perhaps maybe perhaps they are content to just get their first down and get off the field there with a 7-0 lead.
A couple yards for the Bucks. Be second down and 8 yards to go, straight up the middle. Number 4, Gabe Sargent, goes out of the football game. Number 22, Aaron Kolkner, lines up behind the quarterback, and he's been a workhorse. Number 24, Nick Richardson.
Another flag down on about the 30-yard line.
Legal procedure for Grand Haven, puts the ball back a little bit for the Wildcats. This is something that Coach Steve Hardowski does not want to happen. He wants that clock to run. He wants to keep these plays going, and then usually have about 25 seconds to get everything going, and you pick up a little. So they just like to run out the clock as it's moving right now with 2:28 to go. Second down and about 13 yards to go for a first down for the Grand Haven Buccaneers. First man through again. Second man through, number 4, Dave Sargent. Good fake.
Kyle Rouse on the stop again, 79, playing a great defensive game for the Wildcats.
Wildcats are meeting them right at the line of scrimmage.
Really, I mean, as you said earlier, the defense is sort of taken over for the Wildcats and said, okay, we'll stop them. You come in and if you can play a little offense, we'll do our job on defense, and they've done that.
Well, Jenison's using their timeouts wisely right now. They got 2:07 to go. Timeout here, third down. They can hold them. Bingo, we can get the ball back for another attempt.
What they call a term good clock management.
Right.
Good clock management.
Good clock management. Who said that?
Well, that's one of the things that Notre Dame is sort of looking at right now, I believe, is good clock management.
Boy, there was an article in the paper about that, wasn't it? Bob Davey is taking a lot of heat.
They're 0-3. They led off. They won their first game, and then went 0-3 this last week. Of course, they played. They're having a tough schedule. There's no passage on that schedule.
But they had their opportunities against Michigan. They had their opportunities against Michigan State, too.
Right. And also Purdue.
Yep.
Although in the Purdue game, they sort of self-destructed in that last quarter.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're Notre Dame fans, Roger. Are we? I don't know. Are we? I know you're a big Michigan State fan.
We're talking about clock management.
That's right, clock management. Well, we have 3rd and about 12 with 2:07 to go. This is a big play where the Wildcats have got to stop them here, and then, of course, force the punt, and perhaps they can make a quick drive down the field.
Well, let's see what happens. No setback. He's an off setback in the backfield. Didn't line up, and they're going to run double reverse. Outstanding defensive play. Trying to get the number.
I believe it was Chad Postma. I could be wrong, though.
Let's watch this. Beautiful penetration by the Wildcats. Number 2 never had a chance to get that football and make something happen. Number 2, Chris LeClaire.
Okay, so there's another timeout called with the ball placed down on approximately the 15-yard line with 1:57 to go in the half. So obviously there's a punting situation here. So I think the Wildcats will come up with pretty decent field position. And if they can just use the clock, as we said, clock management, and then throw those balls to the sidelines and sort of move it down the field, they do have a kicker that can put the ball through the upright and Winesman. He does have a good leg.
Well, Grand Haven, too, their punter has done well tonight. The spirals have come out, so let's see if he can do the same thing. Jenison has put some pressure on the right side.
Right.
That man is free every time in the last 3 kicks.
The last 3 kicks, he's been getting pressure from the right side, and one of these times he may make a block, but the key thing is he doesn't want to run to that kicker and have the roughing the kicker penalty. So Amato drops back. He's going to drop back to about the 50-yard line along with number 12, Bundy. And the kicker from the Buccaneers kicker, I believe, is number 22, Fuller, Jr. Back on his 5-yard line. Now, the worst thing that could happen here would be a roughing the punter. We don't want to see that.
Well, let's see the penetration. And there's no penetration by the Wildcats. And he gets off a decent kick, 50-yard line. It's going to be a return. Clay Bundy's looking for some opening. He's got a little crack in it, and he can't quite get through it. But he does pick up 6 yards.
And he's brought down by
number 4.
Gabe Sargent. So the Wildcats have fairly decent field position on the 43-yard line with 1:47 to go in the half, trailing 7-0. I would look to see Amato again on either the option play or taking the ball.
Don, you're going to see him operate with the football. Now, he may option and throw or option and run, but I think it's going to revolve around him. They don't want to take any chances on a fumble again. Rides the fullback, keeps it, breaks the tackle, picks up some yardage, squirting through, and he's going to go all the way. Here he goes. Amato scores for the Wildcats and picks up 6 points as people go crazy here in the press box.
And no flag. The key is no flag. There's a replay. Watch the replay.
Good run. Watch. Here he goes. Keys off, breaks the tackle.
Nice stutter stepping. He went back. He ran by 3 players.
Number 4, Gabe Sargent. He arm tackled, broke that tackle, and quick run into the end zone. So the Wildcats get on the board just before halftime. Minute and 37 seconds to go. And let's check and see if number 88, Brad Winans, can tie this game up. All offsides. There should be a flag. Nice kick. Nice kick.
And it's
good. 7-7 going in at possibly at halftime. Wildcats come back to tie it up. Austin Amato taking control of the game in his own hands and brings that football down the line of scrimmage, breaks a few tackles, and goes into the end zone. Well, now things have changed a little bit. A little momentum has started to pick up for the Wildcats going into halftime, so maybe this could be the momentum they need to carry into the second half.
Sort of what we almost call, Roger, if they could stop them on that last series of plays and force Grand Haven to punt the ball and get decent field position. We said that if they could put the ball in the hands of Amato, which they did, Amato breaks the left side and makes 2 nice stutter step moves and then makes a nice move on number 4, Sargent, I believe it is.
Sargent.
Then he just had clear setting into the end zone.
Yeah, he cut back just a little bit. So some of the players are trying to get the fans up and getting into the game.
What do you call, Roger? You run it, kick away, or do you do the onside deal?
I think you got to kick away and just you still got a minute and 37 seconds to go. So I mean that's quite a bit of time. And they used up a few of their timeouts. I think they have 1 left over at Grand Haven. Jenison breaks out of their little huddle, their kickoff huddle. And Winans, Brad Winans, number 80, is getting ready to go. Puts a high boot. He's going to give his men time to get underneath it, and he does. And a first wave through, and a tackle the ball carrier at about the 30-yard line.
And he's really driven out by 51 at the end there from the Wildcats comes in. That was Matt Strikowski. Well, it's a tough name, but it's Strelitzky, 51 with a nice out of bounds.
Strelitzky.
So he did a nice job. Good job. The ball on the 30-yard line with 1:34 to go in the second quarter. The ball game tied up 7-7 after an exciting score by Austin Amato going off the left side of the line for about 45 yards.
So let's see what the Wildcats do if they back up on their defense a little bit and look for a little bit of passing. Now it's the first man through again, and he breaks some tackles and picks up some yardage.
That time Clay Bunny did not wrap his man up. He just put a little bit of a shirt tackle on him and then put the shoulder in.
Kokoma is really carrying a lot, having a lot of carries tonight, and so he's doing a wonderful job for the Buccaneers, and evidently they're going to try and maybe run the clock out or set up for a play. Well, Andy Rogers looking over the defense, single setback, throws it down to number 4, Gabe Sargent, and he is smothered by a host of tacklers. Number 99, Chad Postema is right there on top. Third down 7 for Grand Haven. Buccaneers trying to get in something here with 24 seconds to go. Third down and about 9. And number 22, Kokoma, is trying to pick up some yardage, and I think both teams are going to let the clock run out.
It's stopped by 81 that time again. 81 on the stop for the Wildcats. Bursley and Rick Boheist, number 9. Both teams heading off, but quickly, Roger, I just want to recap for a second here. In the first quarter, Grand Haven had a nice pass from Rogers for 30 yards off the right side to score quickly on the Wildcats, and then then the extra point was good. And then there was a back and forth. I think the Wildcats picked up a little confidence on offense, and then ultimately, as we said before, you had predicted that if they would give the ball to Amato, that in which they did do, he broke off the left side for 45 yards, and then the kick was good, so that brings the score to 7-7. And we're sort of happy right now to sort of recognize one of Jenison's alumni. We've got Larry Therese downstairs, who would like to spend a little time with Paul Grasmanis, who, as we all know, played here at Jenison for a number of years, went on to Notre Dame, and then from there to the Chicago Bears. And I think he just got traded from Chicago to St. Louis. So take it away, Larry Therese.
Are you on there, big guy?
You're on, big guy.
Hey, good evening. Hey, it's Larry Therese along with Paul Grasmanis. It's homecoming 1999. And Paul, you came home tonight here at Jenison.
I did. It's a great night out here, and I came home back from Chicago tonight and called my folks up and found out there's a home game. It happened to be a homecoming, so it's glad to be back, though.
Wildcats. Now, Paul, your career took you through Notre Dame and then, of course, the Chicago Bears. Tell us a little bit about Notre Dame. And then for us, watching the Rudy movie and all that kind of stuff kind of gets us all going. Was that the real locker room?
Yeah, Rudy was, he was a big hit down there in Notre Dame, and there's a lot of tradition down there in Notre Dame. Coach Holtz and all the mystique of the previous coaches there, Newt Rockney. It's a great place to play football, and, if I had to do it again, I'd love to do it again. I'd love for my kids to go there someday. It's a great school as well as academically, besides football.
Well, we followed your career through Chicago and down, of course, down to St. Louis. Now, St. Louis has released you. You're kind of waiting tomorrow to see if Jacksonville picks you up.
Right. It's been a waiting process so far. I got released. Hey! I was released by St. Louis 2 weeks ago in a roster change that they were making there. I was in Denver this past week. I had a tryout with them. Mm-hmm. And the tryout is basically, it's like putting a resume out.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to Denver, came back, hope to get picked up by them the next week or so. And if that doesn't work out, wait tomorrow, find out if I head out to Jacksonville for Monday. So it's a waiting process. Doors have to open up right now. rosters are set with the teams right now, and teams basically have who they're going to go with.
Right.
So right now I'm waiting for either an injury or somebody not performing up to the level they're supposed to, and they get released. Just basically anything right now for the door to open up.
If you could tell the kids that are playing high school football here, besides have a lot of fun as you're doing it, as you look towards college, what advice would you give a young football player headed to college?
Headed into college, I would definitely say keep the grades up. It's such an important factor. I know, when I was back in high school, I could easily say, grades, no big deal. But it means so much, that education, because the college, for me, football, it's not always going to be there, and you have to fall back onto something. And the degree, which I graduated with marketing.
Notre Dame.
And
right.
I could fall back. I'd like to go actually back to school, get an educational degree, and possibly go back into being a teacher and a coach.
Yeah.
But from high school into college, keep the grades up. First of all, a team won't even look at you if you don't have the grades. And it's just very important for the kids.
Now tonight, when you come back, when you first come up and you saw Gary and I, you said, gee, it didn't seem like we played like in front of these many fans, but, Paul, it's always, Jenison really has always packed them, and I think your dad told you that there. The kids tonight, we're all happy. You remember your homecoming? That was
1992.
92, not that long ago, and homecoming was big. Do you remember playing in the homecoming game here at Jenison?
I do. I remember bits and parts of, little
Yeah.
pieces. I don't remember who we played, though.
Yeah.
But I do, it's always an exciting time of year.
Oh, yeah.
It's the smell in the air, the crowd, the floats. It's definitely something that, you remember.
Yeah. Your NFL experience now, your fifth year, sixth year in now then?
This is my fourth year.
From a career decision, do you have to stay in a number of years in the NFL to be eligible for, retirement and those types of things?
You got to be in your fourth year to be eligible for the pension. You become vested after 3 years, though.
Okay, so you've got that out of the way.
Yeah, I become vested. To get my pension, I have to get in 6 games as a fourth-year player.
Yeah.
I got the one in with St. Louis. Now, hopefully, like I said, I'll latch onto a team here next week or so, and hopefully have many more years to come.
Yeah, well, we do too. I know all the kids. I know my kids. We know when Paul Grassmanis is playing, we're watching. We wish you the best. Homecoming '99, Paul Grassmanis, Notre Dame, Chicago Bears, NFL football. Larry Treese, Paul Grassmanis. We're out of here.
See if we can get over there, because I know they need help, because I was there and watched it. So anyhow, listen, halftime here at Jenison, and we're going to turn it over to Tom Widener, who is the director of the bands, for halftime. Welcome back to Jenison football, 1999, where the Wildcats and the Grand Haven Buccaneers have played to a 7-7 deadlock right now. Just looking at the first half quickly, Don, and then you can sort of give us a little recap. A couple key people. Aaron Kokum, a number 22 for the Buccaneers, has carried the football a lot, has done, I think, a great job in keeping yardage coming. Andy Rogers, their quarterback, has thrown a few passes, but for the most part has been deceptive. Picked up a touchdown, kept the ball on the ground most of the time. The Wildcats, everything is revolved around Austin Amato. Basically, after the first quarter, he sort of took control, and that's what's happened in the first half. Go ahead, Don, and give us a little rundown.
I was just going to say, and, you know, I agree with everything you said, and obviously the Jenison defense has been keeping the Wildcats in the game in the first quarter, and the last, as you say, the second quarter, Austin Amato took over after they were able to get field position and broke loose for that 45-yard score and put that game into a tie 7-7. So it came out a little shaky, Roger, the offense did, because we have a lot of young players out there tonight playing their first game with as many good players as they've got. They've gone into the second-tier players, and they're coming up pretty strong. The offensive line has done a nice job of blocking for Amato, and if they keep that ball in Amato's hands, they're in this ball game all the way. There's a new format. I won't get into it too much right now. We won't have time for it, but there are three teams. They're in the running for state playoffs, and that's Holland, West Ottawa at 4-0. Jenison right now 3-1, and Grand Haven 3-1. Those three teams from the Okade Red are sort of the cream of the crop as we sit here tonight. After tonight, we have 4 games left.
Here we go, the start of the second half. Number 20, Fuller, gets his foot into it and squibs it out of bounds, and there's going to be a penalty on that play.
Well, really, what happens, Roger, in that case is the ball just comes out to the 35-yard line, and it's 1st and 10, and Jenison takes over right there, I believe. So the penalty is also kind of in favor of the Wildcats.
Well,
poor kick that time by Grand Haven.
Well, we'll see if Austin Amato, number 10, for the Wildcats, can get his troops on track again. And just before halftime, he put on a dazzling display of broken field running. So let's see if we can demonstrate a little momentum. They went in the locker room at halftime with a little momentum on their side. And here we go. Man in motion, Bundy. Amato pitches to Bundy, and he throws it on the ground, and they come up with a, it looks like a possibility. And let's see how the umpire, could be the Grand Haven boys are signaling their way, but referees have not. And it is. It's going to be Grand Haven's football. And just at halftime, we were talking about what could happen in the second half, and a break or a turnover could be very, very critical.
If you see the replay, you'll see that there was a bad, watch the replay, and there was a bad pitch back to Bundy, and that was that bare play to the right that they ran the touchdown on earlier in the second quarter, and just didn't materialize that time. Mishandled, and gives the Buccaneers great field position from the 30-yard line.
Well, the Buccaneers have a golden opportunity right now. Single setback. Kochman. Rogers hands the ball off directly to him, and he's stopped. Right at the line of scrimmage. Jenison's defensive front 4 and 5, Don, have been excellent. I mean, they have stopped pretty much everything coming at them.
Bursley made the stop again along with Kyle Ross. Those two players have had an outstanding evening on defense. Dustin Manning out for the season with the bad knee. There's been a couple players come in and step up pretty strong for the Wildcats. Bo Heiss, number 9, playing a good job with inside linebacker. Brings up second down at about 9. But Buccaneers running out of the wing tee. This time we have a pitch out going right wide.
Flip the Kochman, and there's a penalty flag coming flying in. We'll see who they're pointing over to Buccaneers, and it's going to be holding.
Lanstra, the last man up off this pile, made that stop. So the penalty will go against the Buccaneers. Just getting started in the third quarter. The game tied 7-all. Little turnover here to start the third period, which is going to go against the Wildcats, which is a big break for the Buccaneers. The ball placed down the 40-yard line, brings up second and about 20.
Grand Haven has their work cut out for him right now. 2nd and 20. Andy Rogers threw a few passes in the first half, but basically he's used to try and keep the football and hand it off to the fellows coming by him. Now they spread everybody out. to the right. They're going to slot to the right. Kochman is a single setback in the backfield. Rogers rolls to his right and hits a man, and a good tackle by
Boheis on the stop that time, number 9 for the Wildcats. Great defensive play, brings up third. Here's a replay. Watch Boheis knock the ball down. No pressure on the passer. And Boheis knocks him down on about the 30-yard line for no gain, and it is a 3rd and 20 from the 40-yard line.
Genesis defense standing up right now. They need to get that football back so your offense can get back at it.
A couple new players, and there's Scott Pierce going in along with number 60, Don Cross.
He just came out. I think they had a little mix-up. Single setback, double wides. Rogers looks downfield. He's got a man open, and it's a flip off to number 4, Sargent, and has a little running room, and he picks up a first down and could go further, and he does. He's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Outstanding play by the Buccaneers.
One player from the Wildcats got run over, didn't wrap up his play. Watch the replay. You'll see that there's a missed tackle.
Little flea flicker right here.
And then Bundy finally runs him out of bounds. There's a missed tackle there, and then Bundy, 81, runs him out of bounds on the 10-yard line. Brings up well, that's their first down. 3rd and long, first down.
First down, and I think they have to score down to get, they can't get a first down, so Buccaneers take a turnover and trying to make the most of it. Man in motion, number 24. Number 22, Kochman up the middle, and he gets right down, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, Grand Haven. Beautiful play right up through the middle of the line, which the Jenison Wildcats have not yielded that type of yardage all night, except right now. And Kochman runs in about 10 yards and falls over the goal line for a touchdown. Okay. Here we are. Grand Haven Buccaneers 13, now 14. And the Buccaneers get a turnover, go into the inside and score, and take the lead 14-7.
Well, Roger, that time Jenison was their own worst enemy. They had the ball on the 30-yard line, and on the pitch-out play, there was a little mishandle on the ball. Grand Haven picked up the ball and marched it in. They had 3rd and 20. They had them stopped, and then they broke it down for the first down, and then they punched it in for the 10-yard run. Kochman going the last 10 yards, right up the middle for the score, making it 14-7. Grand Haven on top with a big turnover, which they can't allow. They can't afford to have that.
Well, Jenison's got their work cut out for them, that's for sure. Again, they're trying to make up some score. Grand Haven scored first in the first half, and now Grand Haven scores first again in the second half to take the lead.
So Jason Fuller has it teed up on the 20. Austin Amato back on his own 5-yard line, but he's back to receive the ball, and he does receive it on the 4.
Nice kick. Nice kick
right up the middle.
Amato runs hard and picks up about 28 yards up to the 28-yard line where the Wildcats will take it over. And right now, Austin Amato is on offense, defense, kicking team.
Right up the middle, here's the replay. You'll see him going right up the middle. There's very little hole right there. He's knocked down at about the 28-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats, and let's see if they can get something rolling here. First play out of the box last time, they fumbled the football. Clay Booty again in motion, but it is the first man, John Dykema, through the line and picks up little yardage.
I would say that Aaron Amato might be getting a little bit tired right now, Roger, running that ball right and left and throwing the ball. He's pretty much playing the whole thing, as you say, playing returning punts, returning kickoffs, playing safety, playing quarterback, and I'm not sure if he didn't bring the water out tonight, too.
Right. Very versatile young man. 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. 9:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. Got double wideout, single setback. First man through. He's got a pass downfield, and he overthrows Booty.
Little timing play. Armato just dropped back, had good protection, and it was a timing pass pattern with, I think was it Clay Bunny, 12?
Yeah, Clay Bundy. He didn't give him enough time or didn't put the ball up high enough, but he was breaking open. But they had the field spread out nicely, so they were one-on-one everywhere.
I would almost look, Roger, to see Armato again try to break loose on just possibly an end around coming this way. He's got the wide side to this side.
3rd and 8. Fakes up the middle, but he's going to be hauled down from the interior of the line. Number 54.
Number 4, Gabe Sargent brings him down at 6'1", 192 from his cornerback position.
Joe North also 54 was another one.
54 along with 54
nice,
Joe North.
Nice job. Right away they go into punt formation, picks it up, and we're going to have a flag.
Knee goes down. Actually, Roger, the knee was down on the 20-yard line. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The Grand Haven Buccaneers will have 1st and 10 and about the 20-yard line going the other way.
Let's see what's going to happen. Right now they're talking it over. But there was a flag first.
Becomes a replay. Watch the knee.
Oh, we didn't see it there.
Well, we missed it.
But wait, if the flag... Backfield in motion, that takes precedent. Okay, here it is. Watch. Well, we can't quite see it again, but if his knee would have gone down, and there was no flag, it would have been a dead ball right there.
Exactly right.
So it's going to be 4th down again. Let's watch this kick and see. Brad Winans. And it's a bad snap. He's going to try and kick it. He had to kick it out of the end zone. That's a good job. Good job.
You know, if he doesn't kick out the end zone, he's tackled the end zone, that's 6 points, right?
Right.
Heads up play by a young player.
Well, no, I think if he's even tackled the end zone, it's still a touchback like a quarterback goes back in there. And
but he fumbled the ball.
If he fumbled it, right. And they recovered it. It's 6 points. But good heads up thinking. In fact, he could have just ran out of the end zone and would have done the same thing. But it's only 2 points.
If he runs out of the end zone, it's a safety.
Yeah, it's still a 2-point safety. Right. So 16-7, Buccaneers pick up 2, plus they get the football back.
Plus field position.
Right. So they're going to be looking at kickoff probably at the 20-yard line, which is where it'll kick off. You can either punt, kick, whatever your choice, and you will kick it to your team that just caused the safety, and they will have the ball at the 50 to 40-yard line, unless you get off a humdinger of a kick. Fantastic play by the Buccaneer defense. This is not the way Tony Anise wanted to start the second half, I can tell you that right now. He has not had a smooth transition here. Number 88, Fran Winans again, does a nice job kicking, so let's see if he can get the ball down there as deep as possible. Nice kick. Got a good leg into it. Number 4, Sargent. Gabe Sargent brings the football up.
And Bunny in the first one. Clay Bunny down on the stop.
So Grand Haven has got decent field position on the 41-yard line. So, I mean, it really... it's going to hurt Jenison unless they can stop him right here.
That's a big 2 points for the Wildcats because it's a dogfight out here, and they had them at 7-7 to begin the contest in the second half, and they got they had this big turnover on the 30-yard line, and they capitalized on that. Now they have the safety, so Grand Haven starting to take advantage of the turnovers.
Well, Andy Rogers hands off to Aaron Kochman, who has done that tonight for a lot of times, but one thing that does, I guess, it sets your offensive line, gets everybody in sync, and you keep firing. Basically, Grand Haven needs to get some first down. They have not really done that much on offense. So
Grand Haven is basically just stepping back and taking advantage of the miscues the Wildcats have had, and not really driven the ball consistently down the field.
Rogers again, first man, second. Very good fake by Rogers, but his first man through.
Left the middle for about 6 yards, so it brings up about third and about 3 yards. So Third down and 3.
In fact, Andy Rogers faked me right out. I thought Nick Richardson had the football, so and he was going around the end. But big fullback Aaron Copeland, 5'11", 196, is getting in his carries tonight. You have a wide out to the right, number 4, Gabe Sargent. Third down and short yardage. Copeland almost gets over that marker. I don't think he made it.
He did not make it. I'll guarantee you he didn't make that.
He just about was ready, and then Jenison's defense came in and slammed it to the turf.
You got 4th and short, Roger, on the 49-yard line. You're up 16-7 with lots of time. Do you punt it or do you just go for it?
I'm kicking.
I'm going to think they go for it.
I think they're going to go for it. But I'll tell you, if you don't make it, you just handed the football half the field.
Well, you also give the turn a little momentum over, too, but they're going to definitely go for it.
Got a lot of pride in his offensive team, so let's see what happens.
Big tackle of Peterson, 6'3", 290, that left tackle.
You know Aaron Copeland's going to carry this football, folks. There he is, and he just barely made it.
Second effort. I think the referees want to take a hard look at it.
He made it by a half a football.
They're going to measure.
Well, it does look like he made it. Don, if you put the binoculars.
Here's a real close look again, a replay. You'll see right up the middle with the second effort. He gets hit right there and falls forward for about a half a yard.
Well, Aaron Copeland went in the right hole. You notice the Jenison defense
He's
blitzed.
really close. It's not. He didn't make it. He did not make it.
My land, Agation. It looked like it looked like he fell forward enough to make it, didn't it?
Roger, I had the glasses on him, the sunglasses. I had the binoculars on him, and from where I could see, I didn't think he had it. But the second effort, he almost had it.
And we're at a little bit of an angle, so it was within inches, that's for sure. Well, so the Wildcats take over.
It's the big momentum swinger.
Hey, what do we say? If you make it, you're a hero. If you don't, look out.
So they have 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. The Wildcats take over on down.
Amato fakes to the first man through. He cuts upfield. Again, his little quick feet are just...
Sutter stepping his way for 8 yards off the right side of the line. So it brings up 2nd and short. And it's nice, Roger, when you can take that first down and pick up 8 yards or 7 yards and now bring up a 2nd and short. Gives you a lot more opportunity to use the offense.
If you can pick up 3-4 yards in that first carry, that's really what you're looking for as a coach. You got 6:35 to go in the third quarter, and the Wildcats got their work cut out for them. They're down 16-7. And Amato gives off to the first man through again, and it goes nowhere, which for the most part tonight, that's what's happened.
Dykema for no gain. In fact, he may have lost a foot or two in the play, so it'll bring up 3rd down and about a short 3 yards.
The problem, Don, is that they need 9 points.
Yep.
And so you need to score twice, however you cut it. Somehow either a touchdown and an extra point and a touchdown, or a run for an extra point or a field goal. Something has to give you.
Well, the one thing about Jenison is that they do have the opportunity to put the big play. They do have the wheels in their quarterback with Amato, as he's right now rolling to this side of the field. He cuts back inside and gets nailed for a loss.
Man in motion that time was number 45, Mike DeHaan, and he was looking for the pitch.
There's a replay coming up. Once the replay, you'll see
good distance between the pitch man, and there was no way he was going to pitch that.
Bending on the stop, sophomore, 165.
Well, now here's the difference here. Let's see what happens. It looks like they're going to kick. Looking for field position swing, but...
looks like a timeout coming up here. Well, there's a player down, it looks to me like.
Somebody's got a Charlie horse. Looks like he has a little muscle spasm. Let's hope he gets over that. Everything revolves around Austin Amato.
Yeah. If Austin Amato can't go at quarterback, they've got the sophomore, I believe, it would be Lanstra at 6'1", 190. They'll probably go in and play quarterback. So if Austin Amato is hurt, they'll probably go to Lanstra.
Well, it's 4th down and short yardage for the Wildcats on the Grand Haven 44-yard line. So we'll see what happens here shortly. Trainer's out there trying to get his muscle back in shape a little bit so he can get off the field.
Roger, my best guess would be that because he's played so much offensively and defensively, it could be a cramp. And oftentimes when you overdo it like that, you get the cramps, and I think that's maybe what he has there, because he's coming off now, and it's probably a cramp in his leg. I'm hoping that's what it is, because the Wildcats can ill afford to lose Austin Amato right at this point in the game.
Well, here we go. Referee's trying to gather everybody together so we can get this next play off. 5:23 to go. Wildcats down 16-7.
Looks to me like they're going to go back with their kicker. Will be Winesman's going to kick it from about his own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Brad Winans, number 88.
Back deep to receive for the Buccaneers is 22. That would be, who is 22?
And again, it's over, and number 22 is Aaron Hofma. And what a series of events as the Buccaneers come up with a football. Jenison makes a bad snap, has to go retrieve the football, fumbles the ball, and the Buccaneers come up with it. So, two mistakes, and you can't win football games doing the mistakes like this.
Well, here's a replay. Just watch it. We'll just keep our mouth shut and watch it happen.
Yeah, the ball pops right out, and they pick it up.
That's 2 snaps.
Well, let's see if the Wildcats can get their defense again going here and stop the Buccaneers, but they've had 2 turnovers, and talking at halftime, that's what we talked about. There's going to be turnovers to sort of make the difference in the second half, and so far it has.
You know, sometimes you don't want to put the blame on the center, but sometimes that's a tough spot when you're in 2 trying to get that ball back to the punter. And Nate Griffin's had a couple of tough opportunities back there, I believe, for number 50, trying to get that ball back there. But,
well, the Wildcats pick up a penalty there, so they pick up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Buccaneers. Andy Rogers checking out the Jenison defense, takes a snap, bootlegs it, going to set up and pass, and gets hog-tied by number 52.
Ryan Smoes, 6 foot, 210, coming in from his defensive end position, making a stop. That's a big morale booster for the Wildcats, Roger. Again, the defense steps up and does its thing.
Yep, that's what it has to be right now. We talked about that in the first part. Here's the replay. Watch this. One of the few times Rogers goes back to pass, and he's snuffed right there.
Austin Amato back in the game, number 10, so I think we probably did have a leg cramp. Second and about 25 yards on the 35-yard line with 4:24 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like Austin's got a little tape on his ankle, so maybe he did something. Quick pass to number 44 as he rambles out of the backfield.
He's brought down by
Josh Carter is the ball carrier.
Replay. Little quick pass into the tight end. He brought down by Lanstra and Boheis for about 5-yard, 8-yard gain. Still brings up 3rd and long. Then 4-down territory. No question about that.
You know, Don, those are the kind of plays I think keep you rolling in the game. A little short pass, a little dink here and that. You run the football, keeps the offensive sequence going. 3rd down, long yardage. Rogers goes back. Steps up, look, and he throws it downfield. He's got a man open, and it's off his fingertips, right in the corner into the end zone.
Again, Austin Amato, the defender on the play, the pass well thrown, don't you say?
Austin Amato is not running real well, so I would be a little suspect to think you want to keep him out there on defense, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you got 4th and about 20. 3:35 to go in the 3rd quarter, leading 16-7 in 4-down territory, about the 30 on the 29-yard line.
Well, we talked about a screen pass. Let's see what happens here. This will be a perfect opportunity. Jenison's running people in and out, and they're not quite sure who's going where. Putting a little quicker people in there. Rogers rolls out here to the right. He looks downfield. He's got a man. It's clear and open, and he's going to catch it. Oh, and there almost was a little defensive interference, fell right at his feet, but number 12, Bundy does a nice job to break the pass up.
Kevin Fales, 84. Watch it, Kevin Fales, 84, also on the defending.
Well, see, he was down, so he had an opportunity to catch that football that was around there. But Wildcats come up with the defensive play, and so they get the football back. 3:28 to go as time keeps clicking off, Don, for the Wildcats. They need to make a little drive here.
Well, they need to not go back into punt formation again anytime soon.
Bundy in motion. First man through will most likely number 37, Dykema, and we have a man down for Grand Haven. For 76, he could have leg cramps too because
that's Colin Peterson. He's gone both ways all night long. He's 6'3", 290, and I'll guarantee he's got some muscles that are probably aching right now.
Yeah, big young man.
He's, according to the coach from Grand Haven, Colin does have Division I potential. He's got good feet, and he's got good size at 6'3", 290.
And the training staff and the coach are out there to see how he is. Right now, it has been all Grand Haven. They've made 2 turnovers. The Wildcats have not looked clean in their offense, and a couple of the kicking game has been their nemesis right now.
Well, they lost the 2 points to the safety in the end zone, and of course the last time they lost about 30 yards, and that was a snafu from the very beginning of that to the end, and then they obviously set up Grand Haven to score again, and they dodged the bullet. But then the defense stiffened up and basically has played a good third quarter, no question about that.
Colin Peterson getting to his feet. Yeah, shaking it off a little bit. Looks like another cramp.
He's played the whole way.
He's a big guy, isn't he? Look at.
So the Wildcats have second and about 10 from the 30-yard line with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. As you said before, they have to score twice, and they need to get out of this field position.
Jeremy Lansford, number 16, is on the sidelines warming up a little bit. So, Don, maybe we will see him because Amato is not running real clean. I mean, he's got a little gimp in there for getting his ankle hurt. Single setback.
Oh, he's got
wide open man now. If he'd had that ball up there,
they're calling that a no catch.
Oh.
They had DeHaan was wide open.
He must have.
I'll just see a replay.
Must have picked it off the ground.
Here's the replay. Let's watch 45 break open. He's wide open right there. May have hit the ground. We were blocked from the ball. We couldn't quite see it, but well-conceived play.
Amato took some good time, looked at the receiver running the route, and just didn't quite get it to him. Had some good poise. Third down, 9 yards to go for a first down. Jenison spreading out the field. He's got a slot to the right. Rolling out to his left, and falls down, and there is fourth down and 9 yards and more, about 16 yards now.
That's a case of the quarterback just slipped down and lost his, watch the replay. Here he goes to his left. He's trying to plant a leg there, and down he goes.
Right now, the wheels are sort of coming off the cart here a little bit for the Wildcats. Again, people are running in and out of the field, not knowing who's in on the certain plays. Snap came back okay. Real quick kick, and it gets down to the 50-yard line, takes a Jenison roll, and down it is. Number 37 downs the football for the Wildcats, John Dykema. And the Buccaneers will take over again in great field position.
With plenty of time to go, too. They have 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Defense is going to really starting to get a little tired out there. Amato goes back in the game. Number 10 does go back in.
But right now, the Buccaneers, if they could put a little sustained drive, pick up some first downs, run the clock a little bit, get into the fourth quarter, you never know what can happen, because this would be a big game for these guys. If I'm right, Don, Grand Haven has never beat Jenison.
I don't recall it, but I will say this to you, Roger, along with what you just said, is that what the Wildcats need is a turnover going their way now. They've given the ball to Grand Haven on 2 or 3 occasions, and it might be a nice time for it to happen the other way. They've had second down and about 8 yards to go for the first down.
I think this would be a tremendous victory for the Grand Haven Buccaneers, especially coming into the league, having 2 victories already. This puts them into 3. They could get into the tournament maybe. So a big minute and 44 plus the fourth quarter for the folks. Good handoff. Number 24 looking for a little room to run.
Well, again, Kyle Roz along with not Bundy, but Bursley.
Nick Richardson trying to pick up a few yards. Picks up 1 or 2.
Well, the Wildcats continue to do their job on defense, Raj. It's now 3rd and about 8. There was no gain on the play, and you can't take anything away from this defense. They are definitely doing the job.
Let's see if Andy Rogers goes back to pass here, or they keep it on the ground and get satisfied with running the clock. Minute and 4 to go. Got a wide out here to the right. Fake double reverse, and number 2.
He's got clear sailing. The only person he's got to beat. He's got a good blockers out in front. He's going to go cut it back in, and he's in the end. You know, in the end. Nope.
Chris LeClaire jumps over. He may go in the end zone. He does. Score. Number 2, Chris LeClaire weaves his way down the field for the Buccaneers, and the Jenison Wildcats go down. But we have a yellow flag, and let's see what happened here, or if it's just dropped.
It's going to come back. It's going to come back. Watch the replay here.
Double reverse. Your corner over there, number 52, does not stay home, and they get around the corner, and that's trouble. He makes a nice cut inside, outside, runs over another tackler, and
I guess there's no penalty on the play, Roger.
I guess the guy just dropped his flag, but let's see what's happening here right now. They're talking it over the referees. It is a touchdown according to the players, and the extra point is he's setting up number 20, Fuller. But a beautiful run by the Buccaneers, a nice timed play. Yeah, we're trying to sort this out here with the referees a minute. .47 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Buccaneers are up 22-7 right at this point, and looking for one more point. And right now, the Wildcats look pretty dejected down there. They've turned the football over 3 times, and you just can't do that and stay in this game.
It's been all Grand Haven in the second half.
Well, this is when injury comes back to haunt you a little bit, Don. You lose 4 key players. Well, very tough to make up 4 key players.
Obviously, Roger, they did lose some key players to start the contest, but the Wildcats have been in this game all the way because their defense has played well. The offense has come out in the field and have turned the ball over 2 or 3 times, although they, with Austin Amato, have done very well, but when they've gone into certain situations, they've self-destructed.
And he picked up a little injury there, Don, and it looked like they wrapped his ankle, so you know he's not really 100%, and they put him back in there on defense and offense. So we still got a quarter to go, so let's see what can happen. I'll tell you, anything can happen in high school football. You know, things can turn around pretty quick. So for the Buccaneers, they are looking at a kick. At least it looked like that, but we'll see what they're going to do if they're going to come out looking for 2. And they are going to come out looking for 2, so they're going to run the football. Now the referees are trying to get in position here while we wait for them. And here we go. Buccaneers are going to put the ball in play. Extra point. Rogers under center, single setback, Kokma, and a pass, and batted down nicely by Bundy. Good defensive play by Bundy, number 12.
So the double reverse, Roger, for 50 yards. Hit the replay on that conversion attempt. And good defense, as you say, by Clay Bundy, number 12.
Right up on Bundy and knocks the ball down. Well, Don, right now, I think the boys out there in green going to regroup a little bit. The coach is going over to the talk room and see if they can't get some things going. And maybe we'll see the new quarterback come in.
Well, we'll see if Lance, I see Lance with 16 standing on the sidelines. He's down in the huddle back there, and I don't see him warming up, throwing the ball around, but we'll see if he comes out or if they keep Austin Amato in. He's obviously going to be in to return this kickoff. He's out on the field right now.
Number 20, Jason Fuller, is junior, 6'2", 170 pounds, is the kicker for Grand Haven Buccaneers. Getting his folks all ready to go, and then they're getting ready to get into their kickoff formation.
Well, back to the deep receivers, Amato on one in the deep position, and we have Bundy, and I believe number 45 is Dehan on this near side.
I sort of wonder why Amato is taking the kicks all the time, and he's the quarterback, and he hurt his ankle, and here he is. He dropped the football, but he picked it up in time to come up the 20-yard line.
Brought down by 54 Joe North on the on the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Let's check on a replay. You'll see when he boots it a little bit, it gives the defense a chance to get down there, and then you don't get the penetration that you want to do, and everything sort of starts off wrong.
Well, the ball is inside the 20-yard line, so Grand Haven again has got the good field position, and the Wildcats are digging out of a hole here.
42 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if the Wildcats can put a few yards together. And number 36 from the Buccaneers.
That's that outside linebacker, the sophomore, Mike Pilko, at 6'2", 210, sniffing it out, taking it down.
He greeted our ball carrier right there. Number 54, Joe North, is trying to get some air quick, and he's coming out of the game right now.
Joe North is a big kid. It's 5'11", 225. Number 54 plays the down tackle position on defense.
Joe North has had a very nice game tonight. I'm sure it looks like a leg cramp as he walks off. Wildcats need 12 yards now. Austin Amato up behind the center. Got a slot here to the left. First man through. Amato keeps the football tied up tight by the lineman from the Buccaneers. Number 79 did a nice job stiffening up Dan Smith.
The defensive line for the Grand Haven Buccaneers starting to really sort of take charge of the game, Raj, and they're starting to play with a lot of confidence, knowing that they're up 22-7.
There's the end of the 3rd quarter, Don. 22-7, Buccaneers in the lead, and right now they're in firm control of this football game.
Interesting scoring in the 3rd quarter, too. The Jenison Wildcats received the kickoff and right away turned the ball over to Buccaneers, and ultimately Grand Haven did score from the 10-yard line. Number 22, Kokomo, going 10 yards with 10:27 to go in the 3rd period, and then ultimately the Wildcats dropped back to kick. The pass from center over the kicker's head and went in the end zone for a 2-point safety. They had the free kick, and Grand Haven took back over ultimately and had the double reverse to Chris McClure going 50 yards down the left side of the field untouched into the end zone, which brings us to 22-7. The extra point conversion, the 2-point conversion failed. So it's pretty much all Grand Haven in the 3rd quarter.
Well, before Friday night football, there's always Thursday night football, and that's when the freshmen play and the JV teams play. And the Wildcat freshman team was victorious over Grand Haven, 22-12, and the JV team also was victorious, 21-7. So, good football teams coming up in the freshman level and the JV level. I believe both teams have only lost 1 game each, so it looks good for the Wildcat football fortunes to come. Josh Bundy, he's rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open, and gets the ball to him, and it's going to be right on the line.
Real close. They may have to measure this one. Real close to a first down. They're going to call it a first down from across the field. 55 yards across the line. The referee says it's a first down. It's a good play for the Wildcats on offense to a little confidence booster.
You notice, though, as Austin Amato rolls out, and he gets some time, and he had time, he just doesn't get the ball up high enough so the guy can keep on running. Usually it's his knee level down. Amato, first man through, hands it off, but he breaks the first tackle, and he cuts through and cuts back and picks up another first down.
Real close. you could get a replay on that, if we could see the replay, you'll see that Austin Amato has got really fast feet. He's got really quick feet, and I believe it is. What's the movement by the quarterback's feet? Just watching, just stutter stepping his way right along for a first down there.
He's got a real burst for 10 yards.
Doesn't look like the ankle injury is lasting, Roger. He's kind of overcome the ankle injury.
Yep.
The tape did it.
Yep. Looks like you put a new tire on when you tape it up. You got all that clean white tape, right?
Spare tire working.
Bundy in motion.
Double
reverse, and we're going to have a Bundy pass. He better get it away, and he does, and he's got Amato on his own. Let's see. No clip, no clip, no clip, no clip. Good job, good job. Bundy almost takes it down to the end zone. Amato sort of runs out of gas. He had some people from the Buccaneers coming down on him hard, but a great play. Little razzle-dazzle there for the Wildcats. Let's watch it now on replay. Watch. Man in motion. Pitches out to 37 Dykema, hands it back to Bundy. He looks for Amato, and down the sideline he is wide open. Makes a cut. Now down here's a big play.
Right,
number 9.
Right.
Very good number 9. Does not block the man. Super duper. Here we're back in play again. Amato, first man through. He's got a pitch back to Bundy. Cuts in, cuts out, and he's going across. No, he's out.
He's out at about the 1 yard line. Roger, that previous play, the linebacker, Steve Lakeville, 64, followed that play all the way down the field. Here's a replay on the last play where the
good pitch.
Back.
Nice run by Bundy. Very nice.
On the 1 yard line, he goes out. But the linebacker, 64 for the Buccaneers, made a nice play to stop Amato from scoring in the previous play.
Yeah. Here it is. We're going to run it again. But watch the pursuit. Now watch. This is what football is all about on defense. You pursue, and this is just what Buccaneer linebacker. Watch this. Oh, you can't see it all. Here's the pitch, and we're going in the end zone. Bundy scores. Picked up the 1 yard on a pitch out by Austin Amato, and the Wildcats cut the lead down. Now they got 13 points. So we're back to where we were at the start of the third quarter. 22 for Grand Haven Buccaneers and 13 for the Wildcats, looking for number 14. Now maybe they'll run and try and pick up 2 here, Don.
Possibly will, but the big play, of course, was the trick pass play back over to Amato, and Amato did make a nice cutback, if you remember, back on the 20-yard line, and then got down to the 10 and was stopped from behind.
This is very important right here. If they can pick up this
play.
2, it puts them right back in the midst of this. And Amato's got a sprint to the outside. He looks. He's got a man open. Oh, it's just too high.
Overthrown, but if it would have made it 15 to 22, as you're right, that would have made a big difference. Being down 9 points would have been only, what, 7?
Yep. Yeah, maybe.
Watch the replay. You got pressure.
Well, if they'd have made the 2, if they would have made the 2, then it would have been a touchdown and an extra point. Now they have to get 9 points. So they got their work cut out for them again, but they're back in the game, and that's what counts. 10-37.
Not to be redundant, but the key play again was the pass play where they sort of tricked the defense to the Grand Haven Buccaneers, and Amato, the quarterback, was the receiver and went about 35, 40 yards down the field until he was tackled by the linebacker, chased the play down, and that shows you a lot when a linebacker can run 40 yards downfield and make the stop from behind. Big kid like that?
Yeah, he's got good speed. Well, you know, too, a good athlete, that's what they do. You know, they're supposed to follow the play, and he saved the touchdown at that time. So here, Jenison scores. So, hey, we talked about a break. Something can happen, and maybe the momentum's going to switch. But at the end of that third quarter, Grand Haven had the mole. Now Jenison's got the momentum back.
Well, back deep to receive for the Buccaneers again. 22, is that Kokomo?
Number 22 is Kokomo. Number 4 is Gabe Sargent. Sargent comes, and there's a big hit put on number 42 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, 42 is pretty well jacked up right now, too. David Falk.
David Falk did a nice job, put his head and shoulder right in there and made the tackle.
Roger, in this case, the Wildcats have put the Buccaneers back behind the 20-yard line. It's not too often in high school football that you see the offensive team starting from behind the 20-yard line when they see that ball up in the 40 and kick it. Usually they'll bring it down past the 30, 35-yard line, but it's been a good kicking game.
Well, I'll tell you now, number 9 is all fired up. Rick Boheis, boy, I'll tell you, he's trying to get his boys all pumped up on the defense. They're playing a 5-man front for the Wildcats. They got a man right over the center. Rogers gives the ball to number 22, who's been their mainstay, running the football all night long.
Brought down by number 81 again. He's been all over the field tonight on defense. Bursley, Ryan Bursley, only a junior. He'll be back next year, 6 foot 185.
Well, 10-13 to go, and I know the Buccaneers, if they could beat the Wildcats here, this would be very significant for these folks. I don't believe they have beat Jenison yet in the OK Conference, so big, big victory. So let's see if the Wolves can do it. Right now they've got the football. It's second down and about 5 yards to go. Again, single setback with a wideout. Hand off at Jenison.
Boheis in the stop.
Jenison ties it up right away. Their defense come right in there and crush that offensive play.
Gabe Sargent, number 4, at 6 foot 192, was hit by Boheis. Got outmanned that time. Boheis at 6 foot 190 took him right down.
You know, it's funny, but how many quick hitting plays have we seen where Bingo, we've seen the fullback into the line. Yeah, that's been, and it's sometimes been successful with Copeland, but when you start doing the angle type plays, Jenison's defense has stopped all that, dead in its tracks. Big play, third down and about 7 yards to go for the Buccaneers. Rogers is back, gets rushed a little bit. Oh, and almost gets picked off by
Lanstra almost picked that off, and if he had, all he had was green turf in front of him.
Green grass.
Green grass. Well, that brings up 4th and long, and we know we'll have a punt here with no wind. Austin Amato, number 10, dropping back. Here's the replay. You'll see number 16 from the Wildcats defense as the only player.
We need another score here, Don. We got to get this game right down tight.
Right. Well, we got double back this time, Bundy and Amato. So we've got 2 people back to return this kick from the 45-yard line. In any event, the Wildcats should get good field position.
Good snap, gets off the kick. Lazy kick and attempted to pick it up, and he does. And Bundy picks it up, and he's trying to make some room to run. And crush Buccaneers get down there and stop at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their 45. And if we could sustain something, this will turn this game.
Here's the replay here. You see the ball's mishandled there, and then he's picked up on Bundy, and he's taken down on the 45-yard line. So in any event, with 8:55 to go, the Wildcats trailing 13-22. The ball on the 45-yard line, so
slot
contest going.
Slot left. You got to roll out to the left. Austin Amato's looking, and he's got some open run again, and this is when he's tough. When he spreads the field out, and he can dart up that field. Look at him go.
Still going.
Sometimes, Austin, you got to go down before you get an injury.
Well, actually, he picked up another 4 or 5 yards past the first down marker. Once he got to the first down marker, I thought he was going to run out of bounds, but he kept on downfield.
Here's another offensive weapon, is to spread the field and let Austin Amato do his thing running through off a pass.
Right there, he could have gone out of bounds, but he fought for another 4 or 5 yards downfield.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 8:37 to go in the 4th quarter. Again, we got double wideouts with a slot to the left. Single setback, Dykema. Amato goes, and he's got man wide open if he can get the ball to him. Oh, boy.
I tell you, he was open. No, he was wide open, no question about it. And he was defended well, too, however, by number 7 from Buccaneers. That was Barry Crooks. Replay.
In fact, offense, Jenison had a good 3-4 steps on this man. Beautiful. He had laid that baby up there.
Coaches upstairs see something, Roger. They must see something up there on that play. Call that out.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Again, we're going to have a slot to the right. You got double wideouts. Got a double slot, basically. He's rolling out here to the right. He's got some man. He's looking downfield. Got a man open, and let's see.
They're going to call him out of bounds.
Just a little bit. Oh, he didn't have control. Well, it stops the clock. 8:17 to go. Jenison's on the throw right now.
That was Roger Gruendijk was the receiver on that play. He was out of bounds when he caught the ball, or he didn't handle the ball, but he's down. It brings up 3rd and 10 from about the 43-yard line with 8:17 to go. Jenison's still in the ball game. Quite, they haven't given up at all.
Got a few new white, few clean jerseys in there for Grand Haven, but this is a big play for them. 3rd down and 10. They got to make a stop right here. Number 4, Sargent coming over.
Well, this is going to be a big 4th down situation for the Jenison Wildcats from about the 38-yard line. They have 4th and about 5 yards. 4th and 5 and 4 down territory with 8 minutes to go in the game.
Looks like they're going to go for it. You know it's got to revolve around Amato, and we'll see if he rolls out, looks, and then darts upfield. Right now, if you were the defensive coordinator, what would you do?
I'd put pressure on the quarterback. Watch Amato is going to probably just roll out and go for the 1st down.
Well, you've got to keep your defensive ends. They got to stay out, drag things apart, drag things out, drag things out. Nice play.
Big 1st down.
Big 1st down.
Run back 82 on the reception.
That's number 23, Matt Benning.
Watch the replay. Watch, there's a great block here. Watch this block coming up right there.
Good pass. That was a great pass right there. You see it hit him right in the numbers. Took time. He got it off right.
With a nice block by the Jenison lineman on the linebacker coming through to take the quarterback down.
That was the best pass that Amato has thrown today. Right there.
Right on the numbers.
Single setback with Dykema. First man through. Got the football, and they're trying to rip it apart from him, but he keeps it.
Dykema for about 3 yards.
Got to keep the defense honest, so you got to run him up the middle of it. I like the quick hitter. They picked up 2-3 yards, so now you're set going into the 2nd down.
That safety is looming big right now. That 2-point safety is the difference in the ball game if Wildcats score, because they're still going to be down by 2 if they go for the 1, if they do score.
We've got a timeout by Grand Haven, and I'm sure they're pretty concerned for right now. The Wildcats seem to have the momentum on their side.
They picked up about 35 yards on this drive with 7 minutes to go in the game.
Well, the way Jenison came out last series and was throwing the football, we'd see what happens here, because if they can strike quick, then they have a little time to come back again. They need to pick up a couple points. So
if they get the sidelines with the sideline pass, or with Amato going to the sidelines and stepping out of bounds and stopping the clock management. And the defense is, stiffened when they've had to. The difference right now, in my view, has been the turnovers that they were given in the 3rd quarter. Jenison gave them the ball a couple of times.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny how they come out of the halftime and they just really weren't quite with it.
Well,
I mean, that whole quarter.
That big one was the pitch out on the option play left, and Grand Haven took over on the 30-yard line, and that was the big play that sort of broke their back down there.
Yep. Well, number 76, you can tell he's been in a ball game tonight. The big defensive lineman for Grand Haven. He's Colin Peterson. He's played a heck of a game tonight. So here we go. Wildcats trying to do something right here. Austin Amato. First man through. Again, he sets. He's got a man open to get it to him. Oh!
Right, being intercepted.
It's going to be called an interception. Oh! I thought it was going to be a double catch and give it to the offense.
That was Kokoma 22, I believe, on the interception at about the 5-yard line.
Let's watch it again. I'll tell you, Amato waited, and he should have waited a little bit longer. And sometimes, too, you got to look down to your next receiver, and he didn't. He honed in and threw it.
Yep, high school football.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, we have 7 minutes to go, and the Buccaneers' offense has really tailed off here in the last quarter. So let's see if the Wildcat defense can stifle them again.
The play seemed to be there.
We need a turn right here. The Wildcats need a turnover somehow, some way. Oh, fumble right there. There it could be. Oh, Jenison signaling their way, but let's see what the referees do. Boy, they're picking people apart. And it is. It's going to be the Wildcats' ball. I got that turnover.
That, Roger, is the big turnover that we talked about earlier, that we said that we've given the ball away to Grand Haven. Here's the replay. What's the replay?
Just a bad handoff, bad transition from center to quarterback. You know, at that particular juncture right there in the 3-4 yard line, boy, you got to make sure that you get that football.
Plenty of time left with 7 minutes to go in the game.
Hey, this is better for Jenison. They're down there on the 4 yard line. I mean, it's a gift. Amato's he comes out under center. You got Dykema behind him. spread people out. He's got a slot to the left. He steps back and goes and gets almost. He gets into the end zone.
He's in the end zone.
Amato takes the ball into the end zone, just falls over the end line. And right now the Buccaneers are reeling. They're on their heels. Let's watch it again. He steps, fakes, runs up, runs hard, and falls over that end line. So the Wildcats bring it down now, 19-22. Was a very good year. Let's see if they're going to go for one. They need to go for one. So that'll give them 20-22. A field goal can win it, and the touchdown, of course, can put them well ahead. And offsides, it looked like something happened there, and let's see if it goes through. The ball was kicked, and it was good, so let's see if the Wildcats can decline and take the point. Oh, it's illegal procedure for the Wildcats. It looked like the lineman. Did you notice?
I didn't see what happened. I just saw the ball. Duke didn't clear the uprights.
A tackle for Grand Haven. Looked like he bobbed his head across and then got back.
It could have been
that's a
replay. We missed it, but the kick was good. Now he's going to kick it from the 15-yard line, so it'll be a 25-yard extra point attempt.
Okay, let's see if our man Brad Winans can do it. He's got a nice leg on him. Just get the rhythm, and it looks good, and it is good.
It's good.
Great kick.
Big momentum booster.
Well, right now the Buccaneers have their work cut out for them because the Wildcats are back at it in the fourth quarter, 20-22.
A lot of time in the game, too. It's 6:47 to go. It's been all Jenison in the fourth quarter. It was like Grand Haven had the third quarter, and Jenison's taking control in the fourth quarter.
Boy, Don, I don't know what somebody said or what the third quarter, but something happened in that third quarter that's mystified me. The Wildcats sure look lethargic, and all of a sudden now, bingo, they've turned it around.
Well, they picked up 16 points in the third quarter, the Buccaneers did, which is a, we keep saying it's a big quarter, but we're in a game now with 6:47 to go.
Yeah, the momentum is definitely on the Wildcat side. Now, let's hope that they can keep it going. We don't give a turnover or something and give it back. So we've got 6:47 to go. Beautiful homecoming evening, and this is homecoming, so the Wildcats have got to rally and make it work. So all these alumni can go home and say, hey, I was here when the Wildcats won the game. Nice kickoff. Now it's a high kickoff. Wildcats penetrate, try and get down in there, and they need to make that tackle. Number 4, Sargent, coming right through the middle.
Number 40 for the Wildcats was the first one to come down. Mark Dreyer was the first one in on the stop.
Well, the Buccaneers got good field position.
There's a replay on the kickoff.
Nice hard run back. Gets the ball up to about the 31-yard line. Wildcats in a 5-man front. Oh, number 22, our man Coltman takes off. Can somebody catch him? That's the big thing. Can somebody catch him? And no one is going to catch him. Aaron Coltman scores for the Buccaneers. First play right out of the bag. About 70-yard run. It was 31 yards, which would be about a 69-yard run. Let's look at it. What a gift for the Buccaneers. Jenison had him reeling, and all of a sudden, bingo, they come right back with a big hitter. And Amato just doesn't quite have the speed to catch up with Coltman, who is 5'11", 196 pounds. And for a big guy, he sprinted on down there to the end zone. Big turnaround of events for the Jenison Wildcats in Grand Haven. 28-20. 28-20. Big play right here. And it's good, so they keep that 9-point spread. And with 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go, Don, who would thunk it?
Well, you know, the first half was sort of a tough 7-7 tie, wasn't it? And then the second half has been like a basketball game. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scores in the second half.
Well, it's really funny how this game is played. I mean, Jenison came out in the third quarter, it looked really like they were being muscled by Grand Haven. And then all of a sudden it turns around and Jenison was really putting it to Grand Haven, and all of a sudden, bingo.
Well,
one quick play.
The one thing on the plus side for the Wildcats, if you want to keep looking for the silver lining in the cloud is that it was done so rapidly that there's not much time went off this clock down here. So it's still 6:28 to go. Just one play, and they go 70 yards for the score. So now the Wildcats have got to step it back on, and I guess they got to come back down and do the same thing to the Buccaneers.
Well, all night long, Aaron Kokma,
he's been all over the field.
He has. He's played a fine football game, and he deserves to have a run like that because he's been a workhorse for the Buccaneers.
Good kick down to Bundy on the 12-yard line.
And Bundy trips up, and he fumbles the football, and I think the Buccaneers have got the ball. And let's see who muscles it. Yes, he does. He's got the ball right there, and it's Buccaneer football.
Number 86 for the Buccaneers on the fumble recovery. That was Aaron Mottenberg.
Watch on this return. You can notice how his hands open up.
He's sort of carrying that ball a little bit out away from his body. You got to tuck the ball away. You got to put the ball away.
He hit the
ball
back.
Was not put away that time.
He hit the back of number 10, Amato, and the ball popped right out.
You're taught actually in high school football to put the ball in, tuck it in. Put the crook of your arm and tuck the ball in. Put the ball away.
6:22 to go. Buccaneers in the lead, 29-20. This will be a major upset here. And the ball is up in the air. Let's see. No.
They're calling an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass.
Calling the quarterback down for about a 3-yard loss there.
Well, let's look at this. This is a very important play right here. Judgment call, of course, by the referee. But was his arm going forward? That is what you got to look at. Let's see a replay if we can. And I guess we're not going to have a replay.
Well, in any event, it brings up 2nd and 10. Incomplete pass.
Okay, quick look at this while the play is going on. But watch. Now watch.
No,
oh, boy.
He hit the ball sort of moving forward, Roger, so you have to call.
You be the judge. And the Wildcats forward front there just stifles Kokoma.
Kyle Ross, 79 on the tackle again.
Boy, I'll tell you, Aaron Kokoma is a tired guy, and he is wobbling off to the sidelines because he got greeted by a bunch of people.
Kokoma has he's played an outstanding game, and right now he's got a good shot from Kyle Ross, 79, laid the wood on him pretty good that time.
He sure did. Well, I'll tell you, he's had an excellent football game tonight, so he's shaking his head. He's trying to clear out the cobwebs a little bit. Yeah, he's been the meat and the potatoes for the Buccaneer offense.
Rogers only a 9-point difference with 6:02 to go, and the Wildcats have shown they can score rapidly. So if they can stop the Buccaneers here, they have 3rd and about 11 from the 30-yard line. They have a chance to get down and make it a 2-point ball game.
6:0. Oh, now it's time in again right now, so the clock is ticking under 6 minutes. And, okay, if you're the coach for Grand Haven, do you run the ball and try and keep the clock going, or are you going to try and pick up a first down?
Well, I would say he's going to just run the ball.
Well, let's see. Wing formation, double wing set with a wideout, and he goes back, and he's got a man open, and he doesn't lead him properly, and it's incomplete.
Roger, when they throw a ball like that, it's incomplete, but 2 things happen. 1, you don't get your first down, and 2, you stop the clock. And both things were bad for Grand Haven, really. If they would have run the ball and not made the first down, the clock would keep running.
Well, now, too, they're going to call timeout, so they burn another timeout. So they've used 2 already. So they need to talk this over. I don't know. I guess, he was open. It's just you got to get the ball to him. That's
a little pressure.
Right now,
there's 5:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Jenison behind 20-29. A pretty exciting ball game if you're from Grand Haven right now.
The big thing, too, is for the Wildcats, if they can stop them right here, they got one more opportunity, but they need 9 points, and they need to score twice somehow, some way.
Jenison, it's sort of self-destructed. I don't say, if you look at the stat sheet when the game is over, I'm going to say that you'll see that except for the 170-yard run that Kokoma just broke off a while ago, it's been pretty much all Jenison as far as the stats are concerned. I would think if you look at the paper. But I mean, you have to. The scores is the bottom line, not the stats.
Two big runs, the very first play and this play right here,
Yep.
and then Tim Kokema has really been getting 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. So I bet he's got a good 100-some yards, which we don't have the total yardage with us, but in the paper tomorrow, it'll be interesting to see.
I'm sure he does. I would say Aaron Amato probably has over 100 yards himself on the ground tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
But all-purpose yards, he's probably got 200 yards.
Well, let's see who picks up the position. Number 37, I believe, has taken Aaron Kokema's position. Number 5, Rogers goes back. He's being pressured hard. And there's a fumble, and Wildcats pick it up.
Well, it was a fourth down play, was it not?
No, let's take a look at it right now. Nope, it just was a change of downs, and so Wildcats pick it up. Now they're going to have to pick up the tempo a little bit with 5:32 to go.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Single setback, Dykema. Kokema's got a man open. He's just got to get the ball to him. There you go. Now you got to sprint.
And it's down to the 20-yard line. Number 1 for the Wildcats. I don't know if that's Travis Wieringa or not, but could be.
Spencer Beck, and we have it crossed out, but we need...
Here's a replay right now. We'll see number 1 catch this ball, reach out, extend as far as he can, and with fingertips brings it in and gets it down to the 20-yard line where he's driven out of bounds about right there and stops the clock, too. It's 5:24 to go. Wildcats trailing by 9 points.
Well, that's something that the Buccaneers coaching staff did not want to happen, and they picked up about 50 yards real quick. Again, we have a slot to the right. Bundy's in the slot. First man through. Dykema, and he's running. If he cuts back, he can go in the end zone. He's got to run hard into the end zone. And he scores.
He's got it.
Wildcats come right back to pick up a score. Here we go. 29-26. Let's take a look. That's the best run Dykema's had all night right here. Cuts back, uses his speed and his height, and gets into the end zone. Boy, Don, we have a lot of scoring going on. Back and forth.
Doesn't get much better than this.
John Dykema did a very, very nice job running that football and cutting back and then putting his head down and getting in the end zone. Number 88, Brad Winans, trying to put the Wildcats within.
Good. This is good.
Here we are now down to 2. So somehow we need to get 2 points, field goal, something.
The one thing, Roger, that Jenison has got to do is turn the ball over again. Now, the last time on the kickoff, they had one play and they laid the ball on the ground for him on the fumble. They cannot afford to do that again. The momentum is definitely on the side of the Wildcats right now.
That's right.
And if they can just kick this ball off, defense comes back out in the field with 5:15 to go, has 3 downs and out. The Wildcats are in this ball game.
Well, we're up here in the press box, and our good superintendent, Dave Dressler, is almost like a coach. He's pacing back and forth here. So worried about this football game.
I'll guarantee you one thing. I haven't seen any fans leaving the game tonight. We have a full house out here. It's got to be at least 5,000 or 6,000 people on their feet out here.
Well, tonight is a full moon, harvest moon tonight, and it's just a gorgeous evening for football. And the Wildcats have fought back here to 2 points. So let's see how the game winds up here with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
They're saying down the truck it's going to be an onside kick coming up, so let's see if that's true. We'll see if there's an onside kick coming up.
Well, we need to get back as far as we can because we don't want to give them a chance. Nice kick.
That's in the end zone.
Beautiful kick. Beautiful kick. You better cover that. Wildcats put him at the 20-yard line, so there's no run back, which is nice.
That's what you call adrenaline in the leg, Roger.
Another thing, it stops the clock.
It does, and it's adrenaline in the leg for Winesma, number 88, with a big kick going in the end zone.
Boy, that young fellow has done a nice job.
He's jacked up, no question about it. The defense has got to be jacked up. Bo Heist, number 9, talking to the defenders, telling them let's strap it on for 3 more plays and let's get the offense back out here.
Well, let's see what happens here right now. Let's see if the Buccaneers can maintain Oh, my Lord, here comes Kokoma again. He just came right up through the middle.
And he's brought down by 42 for the Wildcats that time, David Falk. But I believe that is a first down. Here's the replay. Watch Falk 42 bring him down, but not until after he's gained 12 yards. Right.
Beautiful run. Excellent. I mean, the Buccaneers are blocking hard up front because they know how much is involved in this game. They need to win this game. They need to stop a drought here at Jenison against the Wildcats.
A lot of time left, though. The clock is rolling down with 4:55 to go. First and 10 from the 30 or from the 28-yard line.
I just thought that if he ran that back again on the same type of play, that would just be fantastic. Here we come, a draw play, a little draw play, but the Wildcats sniffed that out.
Sniffed out by Boheit, number 9.
Second down, 10 yards to go, 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go. So now those timeouts look pretty big, don't they?
That's right. Turnovers look big right now, too. What Jenison needs right now is a little mistake for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are going to take a little time on the clock, but they need to get a first down here. They need to keep that ball moving.
Second down and 11. They lost a yard in the play.
33-yard line. Second and 11. Double reverse. They've got some running room by Gabe Sargent.
And Ryan Smoes, 52 from his defensive end position, stopped the play for after about a 3-yard gain. Brings up a third and about 8. Raj, third and 8. Big key play right here.
Holding.
Holding. Do you decline it, or do you have third and 8, or you take it second and long? This is a big decision, to be honest with you. I guess he's good to mark it off.
I guess they're going to mark it back. Yeah, you're right, Don. What do you want to do? Do you want to try and... But I guess if you could take them back a pretty good distance, which this is a full penalty, so...
It's a big, well, that brings up second longer. They had third and about 8.
Well, what you're going to have to play for, you know they're going to throw the football a little bit. 3:58 to go. Maybe not. Maybe they're going to be satisfied. But I'll tell you, if they win a first down, they're going to punt the ball. It'll be about the 40-50-yard line, and Jenison's going to have an opportunity.
Eric DeBode, 58, going in defensive linebacker spot.
Jenison switching defenses around. They're in a 4-man front, so they got more linebackers to watch for the pass. And they do, and the ball goes down, and he tips it, and they try, and that's going to be an incomplete
live ball, Roger. Once he catches the ball like that, and flips it back, that's a live ball. If the defender falls on it, it's a... Watch this again.
But watch, Don, he didn't have control. That's what they're saying.
There he has the ball and then throws it back.
Well, you're right. When he threw it, that was control.
What I'm saying, though, is that once he releases the ball, it's a live ball.
Yeah, but he had to have control. Otherwise, it's like a pass. So... evidently, they thought it wasn't control.
Right.
But it sure looked like it because he flipped it back, didn't he?
3:37 to go. Jenison down by just 2 points. Third and about 20 to go. This is a big, this is probably a key play right here of the game. One of the key plays.
That's quick kick. Beautiful.
It doesn't, just stay away from the ball. Get away from the ball. Takes a Jenison bounce.
Well, they're going to have to down it.
Down to the 39-yard line.
Well, that was, I tell you, that is a great play. The quick kick is a great play in football, but it's just it's too bad he didn't get it off properly.
It's a good play, Roger. It was a good play, but he just didn't get the leg in.
No, right.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough when you're running back and you're trying to kick it, but I'll tell you, you don't see enough of it, I think, in high school football.
All right,
well, here we go. The Wildcats have got an opportunity.
Plenty of time on the clock, the way things have been going, with 3:28 to go, 27-29. Jenison behind by 2. That safety looming large right now.
Well, this is all you can ask for, being a Wildcat fan, is the opportunity to win the game.
There's a flag down right now before the play even gets started.
Okay. All right, we got a signal here. Well, we got somebody on the defensive team.
Official is calling offsides against Grant Haber. That's going to be an easy 5 yards. Here's the replay. What the replay?
Evidently, we couldn't see him, but he was right down here.
The penalty took place on the way out, away from the line of scrimmage, down along about the defensive back stepped across the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 5. Now, Jenison's got some opportunity here right now. They got a slot formation to the right. Single setback. Dykema fakes him in.
There goes Dykema again. There goes Dykema again. He's cutting out.
Amato.
Amato. Not Dykema. Amato. He's all over the place. He probably gets brought down about 40. I'd get him losing.
Dad, you're getting all shook up. This is what happens. Amato, again, everything revolves around him. He runs that fake up the middle, and then he sprints down the line. But let's watch it again. He comes through, he's got the daylight, and he cuts back. He's got great quick feet.
I'll tell you, watch this tackle now by 45 right there. Save that. Otherwise, he's in the end zone. 45 for the...
If you don't wrap up Austin Amato, you're not going to control him. Here he does the same thing again, and he only hands it off to Dykman this time, which you have to do. You got to square it up.
We don't show a 45 for the Buccaneers, but whoever it was, man, nice stop before there. Again, Amato, we have a Grand Haven Buccaneer down on about the 20-yard line, which kind of works in his favor right now of the Wildcats.
Well, he just took a timeout, so he took a timeout. He should have probably waited just a second, but well, maybe he didn't. Maybe they didn't give him the timeout, but we'll see, because he did call a timeout. And
I'd like to see that play over again, though. The one that we saw earlier, I was calling Dykman, was Amato doing all the work all the way. Getting a little excited up
John
here.
Dykman wishes he had the feet of Aaron
Amato. Excited up here. Well, we have 2:47 to go in the game. It's 2nd and 10. That last play went for no yardage. Plenty of time. The ball is on the 25-yard line, or roughly 20-yard line.
Well, it's a big homecoming crowd, and it would be sweet to have the Wildcats come back and win this game after being down. So they need to pick up 3 points somehow, some way, and they have a decent kicker. Their kicker is Brad Winans, and he has demonstrated that he can kick the football. And the Bulldogs have a player down right now, so they're tending to him.
Buccaneers.
What do they say, Bulldogs?
Bulldogs. You know, I did that with the Hudsonville game.
The Buccaneers.
Exciting.
Too many B's, right?
Too many B's. Exciting game night. I'll tell you, the fans got their money's worth tonight.
They sure did. I'll tell you, it was a good crowd over there, too, by Grand Haven. Brought a good group of people. Well, you know, when you're running undefeated in the league, so I guess you should bring some people.
Number 79 is getting up right now from, that's Dan Smith, the senior, 6'2", 222.
He's walking off in his own power.
He's
so
under.
Maybe it was a cramp.
A little woozy.
Here we go. We got 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go. The Wildcats are down by 2. They have the football, and they're driving into Buccaneer territory. We got a single wide out to the right. Amato runs the ball in, and we have a flag again, and Bundy breaks the tackle, but we have a flag.
Ball down to the 10-yard line.
Appeared to me that somebody moved ahead at the time, but we'll have to wait and see. And we're talking to Jenison. Well, it's going to go back. Illegal motion.
It was a 10-yard pickup. They had the first down, Roger, on the play.
Well, they get the play back. They get it over again, so we're going to have a 5-yard little mark off here.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 15 and place the 1st and 10 on the 10.
So 25-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and 15 to go. They can pick up a first down. Well, let's see if Amato can work his wonder right now, because he has been in high gear. You got a slot to the left. Single setback at Dykman. He's rolling right out, and they got double team on the end. He's got a little time. He's going to shake and bake, and he's going to run again. He picks up a block. He's got a man open, and a beautiful hit in there, but he keeps the football from being fumbled.
He's back up the 20-yard line, so he's back to the initial. No, it's on about the 18, so he picked up about 7 yards on the pass play, Roger. Here's a replay on this. Picked up 7 yards. Amato is all over the field back. He probably runs 50 yards back here in the backfield, back and forth. Finally does get it downfield. Picks up 7 yards. We have another Grand Haven Buccaneer down on the 20-yard line.
It's a Jenison football player.
Is it Jenison?
Yeah, I believe so. And it could have been the ball carrier, and I think it's Bundy, but I'm not certain. Number 12.
Well, we'll see.
You see a 12 out there?
I don't see a 12 standing in the huddle, so could be.
Yeah, he, I think, got that pass. And, you know, he was very vulnerable going up for that ball, and then got hit right about the same time. I'll tell you, it's great that he held on to it.
You know, Roger, the ball right now is on the about the 18-yard line. So 18, 28, and add 7 to that is 35. Is it 28? About there's a possibility that if they can get a few more yards down. Well, he does have the leg, Winesman, to put it through the uprights.
Yeah,
he does have the leg to do it.
Yep. Well, that's a big decision. Isn't it funny how all these things come down to that decision? And he's working out on the sideline right now. He's taking a snap, getting ready.
I'll tell you what, Clay Bundy hasn't left too much out in the field tonight. He's walking out the field, but he hasn't left anything in the locker room. He's played a tough game for the Wildcats.
Had a wonderful game. Had a touchdown called back. He had a nice run there. Nice pass catch. 45, number 40, Mike DeHaan, and picked up a little yardage, but here we go. We're going to see if we can put that ball through the uprights.
I think they're going to kick the field goal.
Minute and 41 seconds to go, and big number 88 is in the game.
You got 4th and about 3 for your first down, and he's going for the field goal from the 20. It'll be a 30-yard field goal.
Brad Winans, just keep your head down, Brad. Let your feet do the talking, boy.
Grant Haven's going to ice him right now. They're calling Grant Haven's calling timeout.
Oh, that's good. Well, he, on the sidelines, was kicking the ball through that little net very nicely.
In a way, I think it's almost a good thing because, you know, the Wildcats can sort of gather their thoughts right now a little bit, get their blocking scheme, get them down the block, get ready to block, give them some time, set that ball, and put it through the upright.
That's right. That's what we hope that will be done, but you never know.
You know, Roger, we've seen it all.
This, I tell you, this for Grand Haven right now, somebody's got to make a big play.
Well,
and this is what, you know, I mean, this guy's got to be talking about it. Somebody has got to make a play, and we'll see what happens.
That's the same thing that Tony Anissa telling his boys down here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, everybody block. You know, everybody take their man. Nobody gets through the block.
Would you think there's a possibility they might call a fake field goal? And
that's a very good possibility. You know, but no one knows. Who's holding? Amato's holding, right?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, here we go. Okay, Amato's doing the snapping, so let's
holding. Is he doing the holding?
No, he's doing the holding, but let's see what happens.
Watch his left.
Brad
Watch his right knee. Watch his right knee.
Keep your head down. And they're going to kick it. And it's going up, and it looks like it could get through, and it does. Field goal for the Wildcats. 3 points.
It's a 30-yard field goal.
Beautiful. Beautiful mechanics.
Unbelievable.
Brad Winans puts 3 points on the board for the Wildcats, and boy, they needed that. How important is the kicker right now? How important is that kick?
That's the thing.
Here we go. Nice follow through by the young man, and it gets through the left side of the uprights for 3 points.
Roger, I'll tell you, I've been coming to a lot of Jenison football games over the years, and I've seen a lot of exciting games. There was one game back several years ago. They call it the Miracle Game. What was that?
Yeah, that's right.
Flint Northern game?
Flint Northern, right.
I think this equals it almost in excitement. We've seen everything you could possibly see.
Right.
And we've seen no matter who wins this game, it's been a lot of fun things.
Well, that's right, and I guess you have to be honest about it, and we played very sloppy in the third quarter. In fact, it really looked like Grand Haven had taken control. Then almost immediately, it turns around in the fourth quarter.
Okay, right now, Jenison has got to stiffen this thing right up, and Winesman's jacked. I'll tell you right now, this ball could go in the end zone again. He's jacked.
Could go out of the end zone.
Out of the end zone.
Well, let's see how he does. His heart's got to be beating a mile a minute right now.
The adrenaline is pumping. You can just tell from here he's jacked.
He's all fired up.
And then a coverage team's got to go down there and put some wood on a player.
Well, everybody's got to do their job. You can't you got to play within yourself. You got a good high kick. Good job.
5-yard line.
Run in your lane. Stay in your lanes. He's coming through hard, and you got to hit him.
He's game tackle on a 30-yard line.
Boy, now the defense has got to step up. They got to make the plays.
I'll guarantee you one thing. Jenison's defense is jacked up sky high right now.
Well, let's see. You got a minute and 15 seconds to go, and I think Grand Haven may have burnt all their timeouts, but we'll wait and see. They may have one left. And they're coming out firing right now. And they got 2 wideouts. Andy Rogers, the quarterback, number 5. Goes straight back to pass. Looking for somebody downfield. He's got somebody coming. He's got Kokema.
Burning time right now.
Kokema comes across the field. They're trying to string him out of the backfield.
They've got to go to the sidelines. That picks up 5 yards, so it brings up 2nd and 5. But more importantly, the clock is rolling now with 58 seconds to go.
Got less than a minute right now as the Buccaneers come up to the line of scrimmage. Wildcats are backing up on the defense. Front four trying to put pressure on. He's got a deep pass.
He throws his
and he throws it in the grass, so it's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go.
Key thing is the time on the clock is stop the clock is 44 seconds. They've got 2 more plays to get the 1st down. What do you call it, Roger? You got to get down, get the 1st down, and go to the sidelines and stop the clock. I guess
you got to get a 1st down here. So I just, if I was in their shoes, I'd roll out and look for a guy 10 yards down the field. Clock stops as you move the chain.
Plus, Jenison's got to get in a prevent defense to keep one player back deep and just keep him out of the end zone no matter what. They've got 84 fails playing deep prevent right now.
Yeah, they need a couple linebackers to step back. Let's see what happens with the snap of the ball. They'll fake pass. They do. They go back quick. And he's going to flush out of the pocket. He's going deep, but it's got 2 men on him, and it's incomplete. Batted down.
Broken up by fails, and that brings up a 4th down. I'll tell you, it was close to pass interference. It's been about 3 or 4 plays tonight where you could have called pass interference. That time Kevin Bell stepped up and does the big. Hey, Jenison's defense has stepped up big.
Yeah, they have. They've stepped up real good. Well, now what do? You got to get 5. You got to get 5 yards. You got to roll out. You got to roll out. Take a look for a short pass. You got to get the 1st down. Let's see what happens.
The play that they've tried all night long is they've completed the pass and they pitch the ball back. The quick play.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
Oh, there you go. That's
interception. Go, cut back. Oh, and he runs him out of bounds.
Quarterback runs him out of bounds.
And that ends it for the Buccaneers. That ends it right there for the Buccaneers. 29 seconds to go.
The sophomore Lansville, 16. There's a replay. Watch 16 pick this thing off and break the Buccaneers' heart. There's a play here we've been for a long time. The quarterback of the Grand Haven Buccaneers brings down the 5-yard line. What a game, Roger.
Outstanding. I tell you, it's taken forever to play the game, but we're just about done.
Probably.
I know due to the length of this game, we have a problem showing it all in one setting, so I think they're going to preempt this a little bit. Oh, okay. They're going to maintain the football game through the program, and the program that is on will be held back until this is completed. So
he'll take a knee here, Rod. Amato just took a knee. He's calling timeout right now. It's going to take us for probably 25 minutes, a half hour to recap this game if we had to do it.
I tell you, how's your writing? I hope you got it all down.
I've got it down, Roger. I don't know if they want it all, but we can give it to them.
Well, I'll tell you, it's got to be some broken hearts over there for Grand Haven. They came very close to beating Jenison, but this has happened to them over the last 10 years 2 or 3 times where they've had opportunities to win and have fell just short.
Well, actually, what will happen after tonight's contest is that Jenison's going to go to 2-1 in the OK Red, while the Grand Haven Buccaneers will go 2-1, so they'll be tied. So we'll be interested to see what West Ottawa did tonight. West Ottawa's over at Holland tonight, so we'll see what happens over there. West Ottawa. Jenison still has to meet Holland next week, then they go to Rockford, and they have Mowing Shores back here, which will be telecast on WCET, then they finish over at Granville on the 22nd of October at Granville.
Well, you can't dull the enthusiasm because the kids are wanting to do it, so you got to let them come on out, come on. Well, 20 seconds to go, 19 seconds to go, and the game is going to be completed.
Well, the score speaks for itself, and I guess we could run through the scoring, but there's an awful lot of it. Needless to say,
well,
Just to cut to the chase, Roger, very quickly. It was all Grand Haven in the third quarter. Mistakes by the Wildcats, and then the Wildcats started stiffing up on defense. And the Buccaneers made a couple mistakes in the fourth quarter. It was all Wildcats in the fourth quarter. And I'm not going to go through all of the scoring, but the biggest play of the game, I would have to say, is that three-point field goal that Weinsma hit with 1:20 to go to make the score 30-29 in favor of the Jenison Wildcats. So well, I guess they remain undefeated against Grand Haven.
Yep, they sure do. Well, it's beautiful to see the Wildcats come back and win one, which they desperately needed to win tonight. For them to stay in the hunt, they needed to do this. But it's a double big loss for the Buccaneers. They have a very fine football team. This was their year maybe to beat the Wildcats, and they let it get away from them with a couple mistakes. And when that happens, this is what happens. You end up losing the football game by 2 or 3 points. So, okay. Just to recap a few things quickly, the player of the game, I think, for the Buccaneers is Aaron Kokema, who played a whale of a football game tonight, had a major run. And again, for the Wildcats, it has to be Austin Amato. I mean, the young man was just phenomenal as he played his heart out tonight. Had a little injury and overcame that. So with that, Don, if you want to make a quick wrap.
I can make a real quick wrap.
And then we're going to go right to the homecoming festivities and stay.
You want me to go to the scoring?
Just quickly, if you want to run
just
through.
real quickly in the second half, if you want to quickly do that, if we can find second half here. Grand Haven came out, and Kokema, number 22, as you mentioned, in the third quarter, went 10 yards to score with 10:27 to go in the third quarter. And there was that safety in the end zone that presented 2 points that the Grand Haven Buccaneers picked up. And then with 47 seconds to go, Chris LeClaire went 50 yards, went double reverse down the left side for a score.